subscribe, like the video, and, if possible, join Patreon. But if you don't have much money, you can support the channel by watching the novels on euroaudiobooks.com. Remember that you can participate in the polls so that your favorite novel gets published for free.
Watching the movement of Sasuke's hands. Red Lotus froze again. One-handed Madra? The same goes for the ice escape ninja just now. And so does this brat. Is it so common for Chanzi to seal now? Before Holian finished complaining. Next second, crack, crack. The roar of an instant explosion appeared. A thick thunder struck directly in front of him. Guren didn't have time to react at all. Immediately afterwards, a thunderbolt appeared from behind him on the left. The melodious birdsong sounded. The grass pheasant sword covered with terrifying lightning appeared from behind and rested lightly on her neck. The terrible thunder and lightning had burned her skin. Hong Lian silently swallowed 840 saliva. The pupils dilated slowly, recalling the scene just now. What kind of technique? Just now? Sasuke smiled. Lightning style Leishan. What a powerful technique. Although the lightning bolt just now was very obvious, the extremely fast speed is beyond the ability of normal people to react. Although the sound is loud, the speed is faster than the sound. I created it myself, and I think it's not bad. It's easy to deal with some weak ninjas. Homemade? Guren seems to understand now why Master Orochimaru said this kid is the perfect container. Sure enough, he was much better than himself. With such strength at this age, he is indeed a monster among monsters. I'm not an opponent at all, and I can't even last around. All right, take us to the Three Tails. Orochimaru said before I came here that I'm in control of everything here. Help us catch the three. I can take you back to the base of Otoshi village. Let you meet your lord Orochimaru, and stay by his side forever. Hearing Sasuke's words, the loneliness in Guren's eyes quickly faded away. What appeared instead was the color of hope and joy. Really? Master Sasuke? So this becomes Master Sasuke? Sasuke is speechless. If I knew it was so simple, I would have said this a long time ago. Chapter 152 Konoha civil unrest broke out. Sasuke retracted the Kusanagi sword and released the Chidori blade, reinserting the knife into the scabbard at the back of his waist with his backhand. Sasuke turned his head and looked towards the island. Where is the tail beast? Guren heard Sasuke's question and quickly replied, Master Sasuke, please follow me, said with a look of great respect for Sasuke. Looking at her like this, you must know that this guy had a look of disgust and hatred towards Sasuke 3 seconds ago. However, the time changed so quickly in a few seconds. Even Kimimaro shook his head. Stupid woman. Even if she returned to Lord Orochimaru's side, Lord Orochimaru couldn't even look at her. Obviously, this woman has long been given up. Are you looking forward to regaining Master Orochimaru's appreciation without even the curse seal? But even though he thought so in his heart, Kimimaro followed silently, without saying anything. Shiro also came to the other side of Sasuke and looked at Guren with the eyes of the enemy. From Bai's point of view, Red Lotus is still very threatening. Guren is a woman after all. An inexplicable hostility arose between woman and woman. Guren also felt it, and soon understood why Shiro looked at her with such eyes. Does this little girl like Sasuke-sama? Heh, I'm not interested in a brat like Sasuke. Looking at me like this is treating me as a love rival? Since you are looking at me like this, little girl, I will make you feel even more uncomfortable. Thinking of Guren deliberately making some seductive moves. Sasuke-sama, trace. I will fully cooperate with you in the future. No matter what request you ask, I will satisfy you. You can tell me if you have any questions. I don't know why this woman Guren suddenly seems to be a little, hard to say. But Sasuke's mind is now on Three Tails, and Sasuke directly chooses to ignore the changes in Red Lotus. Bai is now on fire. This hateful BCH actually seduced Master Sasuke. Master Sasuke is not that kind of person. Sasuke, Shiro, Kimimaro, and Guren headed towards the island, ready to search for Three Tails. At the same time, a big event is happening in the ninja world. Fire Nation, Konoha Village. The night is getting darker. At this moment, the atmosphere of Konoha Village has become very strange, and no pedestrians can be seen on the street. Despite the bright lights, most shops close early. Even ordinary people have noticed that something is wrong with Konoha recently. This time, it's not that there are any external enemies who want to attack Konoha, but Konoha's interior since Tsunade returned to the village. Konoha's interior is divided into two factions. One side is the Jnin who chose to join because Danzo is about to take over. The number of Jnin in this part is not small, basically 9/10 of Konoha Jnin. The small group that remains is Konoha Elite Jnin, headed by Kakashi et al. After all, powerful Jnin like Kakashi don't worry about this kind of problem. They have their own confidence, so they don't have to stand in line immediately. After Tsunade returned to the village, Kakashi and the Elite Jnin naturally sided with Tsunade immediately. But here lies the problem. If the candidate for Hokage has not been determined, then Tsunade will return to the village, with the support of Kakashi and others. Then becoming a Hokage is a sure thing. There is no need to say anything at all. But the problem is that one disappears before Tsunade returns to the village, Hamura and Mito, because of Daimyo's interference, leading to an early compromise. Danzo has been approved as Hokage, but there is no formal preparation for Hokage's succession ceremony. The Hokage rock has not yet carved Danzo's head, but Danzo's Hokage status has actually been established. At this time, Tsunade went back to the village to visit Jiraiya first and treated Jiraiya himself. Jiraiya's situation has stabilized a lot, and it can be guaranteed to fully recover within half a year. The next step is to deal with the issue of Hokage candidates. Tsunade directly and strongly announced himself as the 5th Hokage. Don't give Danzo any face at all. There's really nothing wrong with acting like Tsunade's character. After all, Tsunade has the support of Kakashi and other Konoha elite ninjas, and even the Hyuga clan openly sided with Tsunade. This PD off Danzo, who was originally disintegrated by Danzo, was also used by Tsunade to use the powerful momentum, as well as the assistance of Kakashi and others. Takes back control of some of the ninjas, so to speak. Tsunade returned to the village and quickly brought the small group of elites in Konoha under his command. But on the other hand, Danzo's side is also huge. Although there is no help from the small group of elite ninjas, the number of ordinary ninjas is completely crushed. So much so that neither side has fully won the strength of the other. In the days when Sasuke went to find 3 tails, the two sides had conducted many negotiations, compete for 5th Hokage spot. Naturally, such a big event cannot escape the eyes of other villages. Even Kirigakure, which has not yet been officially developed, has intelligence ninjas lurking in Konoha. Of course, these lurking ninjas will not be harmful to Konoha, just sniffing out information. Basically, the entire ninja world knows that Konoha may cause civil strife. Just as Sasuke landed on the island to search for 3 tails, Konoha's civil strife finally broke out. Danzo couldn't help but want to use poison to kill the elite ninja who supported Tsunade. Kurenai Yuhi and Might Guy were both hit. If it weren't for Tsunade's presence, heal the 2 of them quickly. The 2 of them would probably die immediately. Using such despicable means to compete directly made Tsunade angry. Directly issue an order to let Kakashi and others kill Danzo. Okay, Zhao. Konoha's civil strife officially broke out that night. Danzo, who had been prepared for a long time, launched the Konoha hospital surrounded by ninjas from the route. Occupy the Hokage building and want to drive Tsunade out of Konoha completely as Hokage. But Danzo underestimated Tsunade's reputation in Konoha too much. As the granddaughter of 1st Hokage, she is also one of Konoha's Sannin, and even the Tsunade princess of the entire ninja world. Tsunade Heim. Such an identity determines that it is impossible for Konoha to drive away Tsunade. Danzo shot himself in the foot, and his reputation plummeted. Although there are many ninjas supporting him, at the beginning of the battle, Kakashi, these elite ninjas, made him unable to parry. The gap between regular Jnin and elite Jnin is no joke. Chaos in the Leaf. Total explosion. The loss suffered by Konoha this night was even more severe than when Konoha's plan collapsed. Chapter 153, the really big event chaos broke out in Konoha, and the information was sent to their own villages by the ninjas of each village immediately. from the establishment of Konoha to the present. Basically, Konoha Village has always crushed other ninja villages and has continued to be the overlord of the ninja world until now. Even when Konoha was weakest, Konoha also has terrifying ninjas like Sannin. Although they are not in Konoha, they will return to Konoha anytime. Konoha's strength has always made other ninja villages, even the ninja villages of the 5 major countries, fearful. But now, for the first time in Konoha's history, civil unrest broke out. This will cause Konoha's strength to be greatly reduced. It is also a good time for other villages to do it. Cloud Shinobi Village, 4th Reikage, who was woken up in the middle of the night. There is no displeasure. Instead, the laughter was almost heard by the whole village. Although Mabui is also very happy, she still wants to reminding, Master Reikage, you have to pay attention to your image. Image? What is the image at this time? This old man is so happy. I have never been so happy before. Konoha finally killed himself, so don't blame the old man for taking advantage of the fire to rob. 343 Mabui was a little worried when he heard this. Although Konoha's current situation is very bad, the so-called skinny camel is bigger than a horse. Konoha's comprehensive strength is still the best in the ninja world. Among other things, if Konoha's Tsunade and Danzo join forces at this stage, it will be a terrifying force for any ninja village. Not to mention the 5 major countries, it is very easy for Konoha to destroy the ninja villages of other small countries. Even the ninja village of the 5 great nations. It is not difficult for Konoha to severely damage it. In addition, there is information that Konoha's 9 Tails Jinchuriki has been able to control the Tail Beast. This is even more terrifying. Even the deterrent power of 9 Tails is enough to make other ninja villages in the 5 major countries not dare to move. Master Reikage, this is not a good time to attack Konoha. Although Konoha is in civil turmoil, we don't know how far the internal turmoil has gone. We might as well wait. Wait? Reikage smiled. Mabui, I think you misunderstood what the old man meant. I won't be so stupid as to directly fight against Konoha, so that the final benefit will definitely not be Cloud Shinobi Village. Hearing this, Mabui frowned. What does Lord 4th Generation be mean? When 2 tigers fight, there is bound to be an injury. We can't act rashly, but when Konoha, the tiger, can't take care of himself, I believe many wolves want to take the opportunity to take a bite. Although I don't expect Konoha to be destroyed in this way, it can weaken Konoha. If the situation after Konoha is not good, at that time, we can go to hide and defeat Pooh in one fell swoop. Having said that, Mabui already understood. Master Reikage wants other small countries to deal with Konoha. That's right. With the deterrence of Cloud Shinobi Village, the country of thunder, and a little pressure, and now there is indeed an opportunity to take advantage of it. Few small countries around Konoha can resist this temptation. Taking advantage of Konoha's civil strife, he completely dragged Konoha into the quagmire of war, so that Konoha could not stand up. When the consumption is almost the same, it is the best time for the other 5 major countries to swarm up and swallow Konoha together. I'll let someone do it. If this is the plan, it will have no impact on Cloud Shinobi Village. To ensure everything is safe, Mabui naturally supports his own shadow. 4th Reikage looked out the window. I don't know if other people will choose to act in the same way as the old man. Land of the Earth, the Wagakure. 2 Scales Onaji, as a person who has experienced many ninja wars. With his sense of smell, he directly understood what happened next time. But for things like doing something about Konoha, Yinyaju had a premonition that there would be no good results. So Onaji doesn't plan to do it, but Cloud Shinobi should be impatient. The film in the prime of life is very ambitious. Then the old man will push the boat with the water. Konoha is really an eyesore. The land of water, Kirigakure. The village has just pacified the village that is still in the development stage. Let Terumi Mei's choice be a lot more conservative. Just wait and see. We don't need to do anything now. Let's talk about Konoha's ability to survive the first wave. If we can't make it through, we Kirigakure have to get a share of the action. Land of the Winds, Sunagakure. Compared with the other 3 villages, Sunagakure is more worried. The Konoha civil turmoil, Arsan Shinobi's Kazekage died again, and the candidate for 5th Kazekage has not yet been determined. The situation in the village is already very bad, And now the ally Shai is in such a situation again. We might as well take the opportunity. Idiot, we are too busy to take care of ourselves at this time. And we still want to do something to Konoha. Seriously injured Baki raised his head and looked at the other Sand Shinobi Jnin. Starting today, Sunagakure is announced to be blocked, and the missions are only accepted within the Land of Winds. All Sand Shinobi are not allowed to leave the Land of Winds. The other Jnin glanced at Baki. Is this going to block Sunagakure like Kirigakure before? But now it seems that's all there is to it. When the blockade is lifted, I am afraid that it is only when the candidate for 5th Kazekage is determined or when Konoha ends the civil strife and can help Sunagakure again. A storm sweeping the entire ninja world is brewing. This time is different than the last time, when Sasuke and others became famous in the ninja world. But this time, although it is Konoha's civil strife, it is related to the peace of the entire ninja world. And such a big event happened. Sasuke still doesn't know yet, because the current Sasuke is searching for Three Tails Isabu on an island in the country of water. Holian's complexion was a little unsightly. Sorry, Mr. Sasuke. We can only confirm that the main star is in this area. But I don't know where it is. Before you came, I did hear the terrifying roar of water. It's definitely Three Tails, but the specific location is... Sasuke looked at the sea in front of him, speechlessly. This is different from the original. Isn't the original a lake? How did it become a sea when I came here? How to find this is the sea, not a lake. But it's right to think about it. After all, the current time point is much earlier than the original work. It is also normal for Three Tails to be in the sea, but not in the lake. But it is not so easy to find Three Tails in the sea. Sasuke frowned. If only I had the ability to perceive type. Unfortunately, I haven't learned Sage Mode. Depressed in his heart, suddenly Sasuke remembered something. No, I can develop a ninjutsu. I have memorized a lot of perceptual tricks, but if I can develop one, wouldn't it be easy to find Three Tails? Sasuke has a smile on his face. You can give it a try. Chapter 154, Developing Auxiliary Ninjutsu in Such a Sea. I want to find a tailed beast. Although the Three Tails are huge in size, they are inconspicuous compared to the huge ocean. So perceptual ability is very necessary. It's a pity that Sasuke has not learned Sage Mode at this stage, and his perception is not particularly strong. How do we find Three Tails in such a big ocean? Kimamaro's face became much more serious. Obviously, he also knew how difficult it is to find Three Tails here. Honglian also knew that the difficulty of this matter was not ordinary. But in comparison, Three Tails is already very easy to catch. After all, there is no Jinchuriki tail beast, and its strength is actually not too strong. Although Three Tails has amazing destructive power, it has a large size and a large target for a ninja. This kind of creature with a huge target is much easier to deal with. The only way now is probably to wait. The last time Three Tails appeared was 5 days ago. If we wait a few more days, Three Tails will definitely appear again. You mean to sit on the sidelines? I was speechless. According to what she knew about Sasuke, Sasuke would not do such a stupid thing. Sure enough, Sasuke also looked unhappy. Wait, I don't want to just wait quietly. Don't want to wait? There is no other way if you don't want to wait. Fishing for Three Tails in the ocean? The difficulty is not small. What is Sasuke-sama going to do? Kimamaro asked what he felt Sasuke should have thought. If you have sentient ninjutsu, then finding Three Tails is not difficult. There is nothing wrong with saying that. It seems that none of them have this ability. Honglian also said positively, could some of them have the ability to perceive types? In the next second, Sasuke said directly, it happens that I have always wanted to develop a similar ability. So let's try this time. Develop a perception type ability to find Three Tails. Honglian was dumbfounded after speaking. What did the brat just say? To develop the ability to perceive a type? Does this thing mean that it is developed? You must know that the development of ninjutsu is not that simple. Even the simplest ninjutsu has been fought countless times by ninjas. At the same time, it was summarized by a genius ninja, and it was finally developed. Sasuke thinks of this and immediately prepares to develop it. even if Sasuke develops this ninjutsu. I'm afraid the daylilies are getting cold. It's better to sit on the sidelines and wait for the rabbit. Girin didn't speak, but Sasuke said directly, "Let's rest tonight. Let me think about which direction I should develop." Kimimaro and Shiro nodded and set up camp directly by the sea. As night comes, Sasuke replaces sleep with chakra refinement. Sasuke's strong chakra fluctuations can be felt all night long. Although Girin scoffed at what Sasuke said earlier, she watched Sasuke practice so hard even when he was resting. I still admire it. No wonder Sasuke looks so powerful at such a young age. Sure enough, it is inseparable from the usual hard work. Not only Sasuke, but also Kimimaro and Bai. They also began to enter the state of cultivation. Girin was very surprised by the situation of the three of them. What's the use of refining chakra? Doesn't ninja's chakra grow slowly over time? How much chakra can be increased by relying on chakra refining? A trace? What are you using it for? Girin felt it was ridiculous and fell asleep. At the same time, Sasuke was thinking about what should be developed to develop the ability to perceive types. Two thoughts. The first one, Sasuke refers to the circle of the hunter world, releases his own chakra, and uses chakra as a thought. Form a circle around your body to detect anything inside. There is nothing wrong with this idea, but the key problem is that Sasuke's current amount of chakra obviously does not support Sasuke's round release to too far a distance. Barely playing more than 10 meters is already very good. The first idea is temporarily eliminated. Want to have a large area, and at the same time the amount of chakra can support it now. Sasuke thought of the second way. That is to use lightning. The ability of telepathy. Thinking of this, Sasuke thinks it seems to be quite good. First of all, lightning-style Sasuke is very good at it, and there is great hope for trying to develop it. As for telepathy, Sasuke refers to Enel's heart network in One Piece world. Enel's heart network is not only observation haki, but also the ability attached to Thunder Fruit, telepathy. So Enel's mind network ability is extraordinarily powerful. Of course, if his own mind is disturbed, it will not have such a powerful effect. As for Sasuke's desire to develop this ability, it is obviously impossible to completely follow Enel's standards. Sasuke's requirements are very low, and he only needs to sense the weak current emitted by the creatures in this area. Therefore, it is enough to judge how many creatures exist through these. If it's just such a requirement, then logically speaking, it is not too difficult to realize this technique in the Hokage world. There are also problems. First of all, Sasuke needs a lot of lightning, not to say that Sasuke needs a strong lightning style. Instead, Sasuke's sensitivity to lightning has increased many times. Thinking of this, Sasuke really came up with a way. Take advantage of the endless thunder pool. Originally, this technique was developed because Sasuke tried to develop a big move like laying. But now it seems that this technique can be used to develop a perception type of ninjutsu. The preparation time for opening Endless Thunder Pond itself takes a few minutes. Therefore, this technique is obviously not suitable for use in actual combat. But for the perception type of ninjutsu, then this technique is suitable. After all, when the enemy is perceived, the battle has not yet started. When you start fighting, you don't need to sense it at all. How can you fight if the enemy is not in front of you? Next morning, when Sasuke opened his eyes, Girin had already woken up and was waiting at the beach early, implementing her method of waiting for rabbits. However, Girin still smiled when she heard Sasuke get up. Did Sasuke-sama sleep well last night? Hearing this, Sasuke shook his head. Didn't sleep? Sleeping is such a waste of time. Forehead. Well, this kid didn't stop chakra fluctuations all night last night. It is true that he has not slept and is practicing crazily. Master Sasuke, you better take a break. I'll watch here, and if I get tired, I'll let you guys take over for me. Look, I've already figured out what kind of technique I should develop, and I'm ready to start right now. 117 said Sasuke, walked to the open space beside. Looking at Sasuke's back, Girin was a little confused. What did this kid just say? Think it over? One night, he thought about how to develop a technique? Are you kidding me? The development of ninjutsu is also something that can be done in a night's sleep? Chapter 155 On-Site Ninjutsu Development. At the same time, Shiro and Kimimaro also woke up. But compared to Sasuke, the mental state of the two is not very good. They don't have the pervert physique of Sasuke, who can tirelessly carry out chakra, refining all night. The consumption of mental power is very serious. But hold on, because they also heard Sasuke's voice. Get ready to see what kind of technique Master Sasuke is going to develop. Watch Sasuke come to the clearing. After standing up, Sasuke silently accumulates chakra in his body. Put your hands and mudra on your chest. Close your eyes and practice chakra with all your strength. Lightning style endless lightning pool. This technique will definitely become the pre-ninjutsu for Sasuke to release various lightning styles in the future. Once this ninjutsu is activated, the bonus effect on lightning style is very crazy. Even if this technique is to be activated, Sasuke's current state of 687 still needs to activate the spell seal type. The shape of the cursed seal slowly emerged. Watch the black lines appear on Sasuke's face. This is the cursed seal of the sky. Yurin looked at Sasuke with some envy. As Orochimaru's subordinate, how could she not know what the cursed seal is? The heaven's cursed seal is what she wants most. She doesn't want the power of the cursed seal but Orochimaru's approval. But apparently, she has not achieved this wish. Curse mode is on. Sasuke has fully opened the spell seal 1 form. And now Sasuke can only open the spell seal 1 form without injury. If you want to open the second curse seal, it will still cause some damage to your body. When the curse seal chakra began to surge, Sasuke could even faintly see the light formed by the eruption of chakra around Sasuke's body. Due to the particularity of the curse seal, the burst of light has a black halo. Master Sasuke, felt very strange about Sasuke's curse seal chakra. A feeling of unease emerged. It could be next second. Thunderbolts erupted around Sasuke's body. Out of thin air, they slashed towards Sasuke from all directions. When both Bai and Kimimaro were surprised by this, the roar of thunder exploded in the next second. The thunder that fell from the sky frantically gathered around Sasuke, one after another. In the blink of an eye, a dazzling blue light emerged. Thick thunder snakes circled around Sasuke crazily, flashing and jumping. Form a pool of thunder. With Sasuke as the center, it stretches for a distance of 5 or 6 meters. Sasuke opened his eyes and even burst out lightning, and the diffused lightning formed a dense grid in the air. Lightning style, endless lightning pool? Open. At this moment, Sasuke looked at the thunder and lightning around him. The range has increased by more than half from last time. Is it because my chakra has increased? Good. According to this situation, one day when Sasuke starts this ninjutsu, he will instantly gather a thunder pool hundreds of meters away. At that time, it was really possible to use these thunderbolts to develop laying again. A smile appeared on Sasuke's face at the thought. But now is not the time to think about it. What needs to be developed now is another technique. And it's just that Sasuke opened the endless thunder pond, which is enough to make Shiro, Kimimaro, and Girin feel unbelievable. The violent thunder and lightning gathered around Sasuke. Even a ninja who specializes in lightning style would not dare to rush forward. They can clearly feel the sense of terror and oppression brought about by this path. This is not a technique that ordinary ninjas can bear. And Sasuke, who released this technique, seemed to be bathed in lightning at the moment. A pair of red Sharingan stands out against the lightning. At this moment, Sasuke is ready to open the Manjiki Sharingan, because Sasuke also has a pupil technique, Super Insight. With the assistance of Super Insight, what Sasuke should do next should be easier. Manjiki Sharingan, open! When the weird patterns appeared, Hong Lien was completely shocked. Is this the Uchiha clan? The legendary Manjiki? Such charming eyes, such weird lines, as if there is some kind of power to suck people in. As Girin was speaking, suddenly the thunder and lightning around Sasuke became more irritable. Sasuke is controlling these lightnings to spread. The opening of the Super Insight made Sasuke see the lightning gathered from all directions. But now all Sasuke has to do is fuse his own chakra into these thunderbolts, then hit it out in one breath. Lightning diffuses into the air, quickly turning into a low-voltage current and spreading rapidly. And once it touches a creature, The electric current will be absorbed. To be precise, it will enter the body of the creature, and Sasuke can take the opportunity to feel all creatures within the range. But the information that floods into the brain at that moment is estimated to be particularly large. So Sasuke has to be prepared. The first time I tried Sasuke, I just thought of this concept, and whether it can be successful depends on the specific situation. For the first time, the scope should be controlled a little smaller. Let's do 100 meters first. Thinking of this, Sasuke probably estimated the current needed for a range of 100 meters. Raise your hand to make a madra, and use the madra to assist in control. The order of these seals has naturally evolved into the seals needed to release this technique. Watching Sasuke start to make seals, this sequence of seals seems to be created temporarily by Sasuke. Seeing such an operation, Guren's mouth began to slowly open. Watching a ninjutsu grow from scratch on the spot, such a thing is not something that can be encountered every day. After making 70 seals in a row, Holian's scalp feels a little numb. This is creating ninjutsu. Doesn't this guy need to experiment? Did it go straight to the point? That's talent. As a super genius Sasuke, they can't understand how terrifying the instinct of a genius is. Printing is complete. 0.8 in the next second, Sasuke opened his hands, and the lightning gathered in his hands seemed to turn into lightning waves and spread instantly. While rushing straight into the sky, a strange current fluctuation visible to the naked eye in the air spread rapidly like a wave, spreading to a range of nearly 200 meters in the blink of an eye. And at this moment, Sasuke's eyes trembled slightly. The information that flooded into the brain in an instant made Sasuke a little uncomfortable for a while. But Sasuke didn't feel any pressure, and his mental strength withstood it perfectly. Is this a success? Congratulations to host for successfully developing a new ninjutsu. Please name if the system admits it. It is obvious that the technique was successful. Name? It's called Lightning Style: The Web of Hearts. Naming successful Lightning Style Net of Heart. Introduction. Chapter 156, Terrifying Exploration Ability, developed successfully? Sasuke had a smile on his face, and he also accurately perceived how many creatures were around. Even Sasuke looked at Kimimaro and others, and through the induction of the heart network, he could roughly understand the mental state of Kimimaro and the others, and how much chakra they have in their body. It seems that the closer the distance, the clearer the perception can be through the detection of the heart network. The farther the distance, the less information received. But this is still within Sasuke's acceptance range. No matter how bad it is, you can still feel the approximate body shape and outline of the opponent. In such cases, it is enough. For Sasuke, it is enough to find three tails. Master Sasuke, looking at Sasuke's expression, Kimimaro seems to have succeeded. Then he asked, "Is the jutsu you just performed a perception-type ninjutsu?" Hearing this, Sasuke nodded with a smile. That's right, the development process went very smoothly and was a success. Hearing this answer, Guren patted her head lightly. That's 12 successes? Are you kidding me? This is too pervert. Talking about the development of ninjutsu, it was really developed, and it was really developed successfully in such a short period of time. Who? Genius? Evildoer? No. It should be said that he is a genius and evildoer. Can this kind of thing be done by humans? Okay, next. I will release it with all my strength and expand the scope of detection as much as possible. See if you can find the three tails. Said Sasuke closed his eyes. The surrounding thunder began to condense again, flashing rapidly. The sound of thunder and lightning sounded one after another, and suddenly the thunder pool seemed to be even more turbulent than before. The dense thunder and lightning almost completely covered all the space around Sasuke. At this moment, Sasuke seemed to be transformed into a ball of extremely dazzling blue light. Thunder gather, suddenly, rapidly exploded. The spreading lightning is like a spider web centering on Sasuke, quickly sweeping out. However, these thunderbolts do not have substantial destructive power. They're used for probing, and the attack power is almost zero. Of course, places that are too close to Sasuke will still be instantly destroyed by the thunder. The ground within 3 meters around was directly smashed to pieces by the powerful lightning. Kimimaro and others have already seen the scene of the heart net explosion before, but the movement before is compared with the present. It's a world of difference. This time, Sasuke's detection range is not limited to the surrounding area of 100 meters. Rather, it is the entire island, even radiating to the surrounding sea area of several kilometers from the island as the center. If the three tails can't be found in this range, it is basically certain that the three tails have left this sea area. This time Sasuke broke out with all his strength, and the range covered by the heart net made Sasuke himself startled. He didn't expect that under the extreme urging of his heart net, it would be able to cover such a huge area. I am afraid that Sasuke can easily cover any ninja village in the 5 major countries. In other words, if Sasuke wants to attack a certain ninja village, then Sasuke can easily grasp the staffing of the corresponding ninja village, the location of all ninjas, and other information before starting the war. This kind of perception ability is probably not much different from Nagato's Yuhu Zazai technique. When the lightning spread to 30 meters away, it became very weak, completely inconspicuous. The farther the distance, the basically no electric light can be seen. If it is in the high sky, then you can also see an invisible wave spreading rapidly towards the distance. Instantly enveloped the entire island, and the location thousands of meters near the island. But if it is on the ground, it is impossible to see Sasuke's heart web probe. Soon, 3 seconds, Sasuke suddenly opened his eyes, and all the lightning around him disappeared. Found it! Sasuke turned his head and looked northeast. On the bottom of the sea, 1,000 meters away from the island, Three Tails was sleeping curled up in a huge crack in the bottom of the sea. It can only be said that it is indeed a tailed beast. Even Sasuke felt a little power of Three Tails. They can clearly feel the terrifying pressure of Three Tails' chakra. An involuntary chill stood up. The power of tailed beasts is indeed terrifying, and it is not true that the strength of tailed beasts must be divided according to the number of tails. Every tailed beast, every Jinchuriki's power star deserves respect. Is it in that position? Okay. Sasuke nodded towards Kimimaro. There was an imperceptible smile on Kimimaro's face. The tailed beast was found. In this way, there is hope for his blood-inherited disease. But this time Sasuke frowned. Three Tails at a depth of nearly 3,000 meters. At this depth, even a ninja cannot dive to the position. Great water pressure is no joke. Hearing Sasuke's words, Girin also came back to his senses in surprise. If you find a tailed beast, find a tailed beast. But things still seem tricky now. Then we have to find a way to force the tailed beast out. They can't go down under the water, and fighting in the water is also an act of asking for trouble. It is simply impossible to be the opponent of the tailed beast. Three Tails is a turtle, although it is an extremely ugly and weird tortoise. This guy's fighting power in the water is stronger than theirs. My crystal style, there is no way to reach that distance. 000 originally. Honglin was still very proud of her blood succession limit. But compared to Kimimaro, it's not on the same level at all. And compared to Sasuke, let alone the Uchiha clan, his eyes are what countless ninjas in the entire ninja world want. As for Bai, Bingduin's reputation was equally resounding in the past. In front of this group of people, Girin felt as if she suddenly couldn't find any sense of superiority. Master Sasuke, if it's the sea, maybe I can think of something. Suddenly Bai took the initiative to speak. Sasuke glanced at Shiro. Yes. In the sea, Bai's ice escape is indeed the most suitable power to display. Before, he thought about using lightning style to find a way to force Three Tails out, but think carefully about the 3,000-meter deep seabed. How powerful the lightning was to force the Three Tails out. At least the current Sasuke may not be able to reach this level, but if it is replaced by Bai, it will be different if it is replaced by Ice Dawn. Thinking of this, Sasuke nodded. It is indeed time for you to appear. Why? When Sasuke said that suddenly, Shiro blushed a little bit shyly. Master Sasuke, I just want to try it out, and I may not be able to force Three Tails out. No, you can, even if you can alone, with our chakra, It's definitely enough. Hearing this, I was a little confused. Clam. Chapter 157, The Correct Usage of Ice Escape, Master Sasuke. What do you mean? I don't quite understand. Not only Shiro was puzzled, but Kimimaro and Girin didn't quite understand what Sasuke meant. What is called chakra with them? Sasuke smiled. You'll find out soon. Saying that, Sasuke glanced at Girin. The question now is how to deal with three tails after being forced out. In my perception, the power of the three tails is very strong. If the tailed beast releases the tailed beast bomb accidentally, even a Kage-level ninja would not dare to resist it head-on. That is a terrifying move that can easily destroy a village with one blow. And tailed beast bomb is also the true meaning of tailed beast existence. The threat of tailed beast bomb is equivalent to the threat of nuclear weapons. Does Master Sasuke have any plans? Seeing what Sasuke said, Kimimaro guessed that Sasuke probably already had a plan. There is a plan. When the time comes, Red Lotus, you use Crystal Style to restrict Three Tails' actions, and leave the rest to me and Kimimaro. Kimimaro is responsible for attracting Three Tails' attention. I will find a chance to give Three Tails a fatal blow. Strive to solve Three Tails in the shortest possible time. This plan let Honglian feel a little speechless. Is this also a plan? In fact, there is no need for a detailed combat plan at all. Only a general division of labor and cooperation is required. Determine what each needs to do. After all, the battle is changing rapidly, and it is impossible to do everything in detail. No matter how detailed the plan is, when the battle really starts, there will always be variables. Just adapt. What about me? I was a little puzzled. Didn't Master Sasuke just say that he would let himself play? Why didn't he say what he should do in the plan? Sasuke smiled. If you still have the strength, then assist Girin to find a way to block Three Tails' actions. Still have strength? Why do I have no energy? Sasuke smiled and didn't say much. Soon the four of them came to the sea where Three Tails was. The four of them walked on the water, standing on the sea surface, swaying constantly with the ups and downs of the waves. Bai is a little nervous now, because just now after Sasuke told her what to do next, Shiro couldn't calm down. Is it really possible? Is it really possible to use the power of Ice Escape according to Sasuke-sama's method? As a ninja of the Ice Escape blood successor boundary, Bai himself is very uncertain that he can really achieve the effect as Master Sasuke said. But Sasuke seemed pretty sure she could do it. You must not let Sasuke-sama down. At this time, Girin raised her hand and stood behind Shiro, with her hands on Shiro's back. Chakra waves start to surge. Girin's forehead also began to break out in cold sweat. Because behind her, both Sasuke and Kimimaro turned on the spell seal mode at the same time. And in order to force Three Tails out, Sasuke had no choice but to directly activate the second type of spell seal. Although doing so will cause damage to his body, but now Sasuke has with style. This level of damage is nothing, and it can be recovered easily. The Curse Seal of the Sky and the Curse Seal of the Earth are activated at the same time. Both Sasuke and Kimimaro put their hands on Girin's back. In the next second, the Curse Seal chakra began to erupt. In order for Bai to unleash the power of Ice Escape to the greatest extent, it is necessary to support chakra of all four of them. Otherwise, it may not be possible to force Three Tails out of the bottom of the sea. The violent chakra waves swept away. In an instant, there were dense ripples on the sea surface. However, due to the distance problem, the Three Tails on the bottom of the sea is still sleeping. Didn't even know he was being targeted. Danger is approaching quietly. Are you ready? Bai? When Yenbai nodded, slowly squatting down, one hand was placed on the Minister of Sea Water. There is no need to use any ninjutsu. Just simply release Bingda's freezing ability. Amplify it to lower the temperature. But can the effect of Ice Escape really reach the level that Master Sasuke said? Bai was still uneasy, but she didn't want to disappoint Sasuke. Close your eyes and start mobilizing the chakra in your body with all your strength. Thinking of this, Shiro began to follow Sasuke's words and concentrate on feeling the cold of the Ice Escape. Use the power of chakra to maximize this coldness. A moment for coldness. At the same time, Girin also delivered the chakra from Sasuke and Kimimaro to Shiro in an orderly manner. But suddenly a huge suction force made Honglin feel as if she was about to die. For an instant, a terrifying amount of chakra flowed through her body, all gathered towards Bai's body. Both Sasuke and Kimimaro turned on the second type of spell seal at the same time. This amount of chakra is not a joke. When the majestic chakra is accepted by Bai, immediately after the next second, an astonishing cold burst out instantly. Just for a brief moment. In Honglian's horrified eyes, the surface of the sea was frozen, and it spread crazily towards the surroundings at a speed visible to the naked eye. The ice surface spread out in an instant, and within a blink of an eye, all the sea surface was instantly frozen within the range visible to the naked eye. Biting cold air floated on the ice. At this time, Girin slowly let go of her hands, looking at the vast expanse of whiteness all around. Is this the power of ice done? Not only Girin, Kimimaro was also shocked. Bai's blood inheritance boundary actually has such power. At the same time, Bai himself was stunned. It really has such a terrifying power. Master Sasuke knows how to use the ice escape better than himself. Is this the correct usage of ice escape? In the past, Bai focused on attacking the condensed ice. Okay. However, I never thought of such a thing as temperature. It turns out that the most terrifying part of the ice escape is not the condensation of ice, but low temperature, terrible low temperature. This trick, do you want to name it again and again? Suddenly Sasuke asked. I was taken aback for a moment. Name? Is now the time to say something like this? Boom, boom, boom. The ice surface began to vibrate. Sasuke smiled. It seems to work well. Three tails can't stay anymore, said Sasuke, turned to look at Shiro, who didn't speak. How can such a powerful move be done without a name? Boom! Gong! The ice surface was broken instantly. In the next second, a huge black figure emerged from under the ice. Sasuke still looked at Shiro. Why don't we call it the Ice Age? Ice Escape, Ice Age. Bai whispered the name softly. It was indeed a very imposing name. Chapter 158, Tailed Beast Capture Battle, Ice Escape, Ice Age. Kimimaro looked around, and wherever his eyes passed, the sea was completely frozen. It really fits the name very well. Boom! The three tails that came out of the ice were panting heavily, lying on the ice and quickly searching for the target. Sasuke, et al. Standing on the ice were soon spotted. Humanity? Sure enough, these ices are the ghosts of these humans. Damn, you want to catch me again? Gifu is very angry now. Not only because these people made it sleep, it also froze this piece of sea, making it almost suffocate. All evil human beings deserve to die. Gifu roared frantically, and the chakra wave of three tails erupted. In an instant, dense cracks appeared on the ice surface, spreading rapidly from the feet of three tails. Sasuke looked at the berserk three tails. The momentum is very strong, as expected of a tailed beast, said. He looked at Kimimaro. How is it? Are you satisfied? It was said that Kimimaro raised his hand, and a bone spur grew out of his elbow. At the same time, dense bone spurs also appeared on the back. These bone spurs of 077 are blessed with the second chakra spell, and their power is even more astonishing. It can be said to be the hardest object in the ninja world. As long as the blood-inherited disease can be cured, it doesn't matter how many tails there are. This answer was within Sasuke's expectation. With Kimimaro's personality, he probably doesn't care about the strength of the tailed beast. He may never have thought of borrowing the power of the tailed beast to become stronger. As the last blood of the Hui Uruchi clan, Kimimaro also has the militant and proud character of the Hui Uruchi clan. Then let's do it. With Sasuke's order, Girin is ready. And at this time, Bai was indeed exhausted. Instantly released this level of ice escape and also controlled the amount of chakra far beyond his own limit. Now she seems to understand why Sasuke didn't arrange any tasks for her when she made the plan before. But right now, Bai still wants to help as much as possible. Crystal style, crystal wall, 8 formation. Girin, who had been prepared for a long time, directly released a very advanced crystal style ninjutsu. The crystal pillars bursting from the ground in an instant appeared out of thin air from around the Three Tails. Three Tails is surrounded by crystals. In the blink of an eye, a small crystal mountain unexpectedly formed. Isafa couldn't move for a while. Good job, Giran. Kimimaro was very surprised. He didn't expect that Giran actually temporarily trapped the house. Kimimaro, who was still in the state of Seal 2, started directly. Immediately rushed out. It is very dangerous for Kimimaro to make such an outburst at the current stage. His hematological disease has not been cured yet. It's just temporarily stabilizing the disease. If he uses his blood-inherited limit like this crazily, the blood-inherited disease will become more serious. Seeing this, Sasuke didn't stop him, just shook his head lightly. Kimimaro, who charged straight up, was extremely fast, and Giran was really surprised at this moment. What a speed! Even if it's just pure speed, it's already beyond her reach. Immediately after, Kimimaro jumped up and shook his fist. Kimimaro, who controlled the bone cells covered under the skin, slammed his fist hard at Isafu's head. Boom! Punch! There was a fierce explosive sound, and under Kimimaro's punch, Three Tails screamed in pain. Sasuke was a little surprised. Has Kimimaro also become stronger? But also because of Kimimaro's punch, the effect of Crystal Style controlling Three Tails is obviously not very good. Three Tails' tail rolled wildly, and soon the crystals began to crack. Giran maintained the seal. Gritting his teeth, he said, "I can't hold this guy anymore." Kimimaro frowned. What a hard shell. Fortunately, he chose to attack with his fists. Even with bone spurs, he might not be able to penetrate this guy's shell at all. In this case, try your best to knock Three Tails out as much as possible. Next second, Kimimaro heard the roar of thunder. His movements slowed down a little. A thunderbolt suddenly swept from behind him. Passing quickly from Kimimaro's side, it bombarded Samsung's body straight. Lightning spread throughout Three Tails' body, but Three Tails didn't seem to feel it. Seeing this, Sasuke felt a little tricky. Lightning-style discharge at full strength still in the state of opening the spell seal. The power of the lightning style that erupted was not enough to make Three Tails feel half paralyzed. Coupled with Kimimaro's hammer before, Three Tails still couldn't break the defense. It can be seen that the defensive power of this beast is quite amazing. General ninjutsu attacks probably have no effect on Three Tails. I didn't expect the tail beast to be so difficult to deal with. Lightning style, fire style, or even water style may not have much effect. If the hard vortex water blade is combined with Chidori fusion, maybe you can give it a try. Sui Jale's compound ninjutsu paralysis effect is not generally strong. But Chidori's lightning mainly penetrates, and the hard vortex water blade also mainly penetrates. In such a situation, the combination of the two ninjutsu, if it hits the key part of Three Tails, it may be possible to kill Three Tails directly. Even if you don't die, you will be injured. Sasuke wanted Three Tails unconscious, not Three Tails injured. Kimimaro delayed a little bit. Give me 3 minutes. 3 minutes? Kimimaro nodded. Don't worry, Sasuke-sama. I won't let it hinder you within 3 minutes. Although he readily agreed, Sasuke was still worried about Kimimaro's 3 minutes. At this time, Bai's voice sounded. Ice escaped the air conditioning freezes. After a sudden white seal, white cold air spewed out from the palms of his raised hands, sweeping in the direction of Three Tails. The cold air impacted on the crystals and began to quickly condense into ice. Ice crystals strengthened the control effect of crystals, made Three Tails' body a bit out of control. Giran looked at Shiro beside her. By helping to share the pressure, she can control Three Tails all the time, as long as Three Tails doesn't burst out with too much chakra. And that's up to Kimimaro. Kimimaro, who had already made a shot, was punching Three Tails in the head, punch after punch. The volley kicks are also one after another. There is no pause at all. Three Tails feels aggrieved right now. To be beaten by a few humans on the ground. Chapter 159 3 long minutes. Although these people's attacks did not do much harm to Three Tails at all. Just like the human being who is covered in spikes and looks like a hedgehog in front of him now. Although the attack seems powerful, but in fact, Gifu didn't feel any feeling at all. Of course, The huge impact also made his head start to feel a little dizzy. But if it wasn't for the cold, it would make its body a little weak. And at the same time, the strange crystal would further restrict its body's movement. Jifu had long wanted to shoot the person in front of him away. But Jifu is accumulating chakra, and chakra burst out in one breath, shattering all these crystals, and at the same time, it can also get rid of the control of cold air. In this way, these people have to be killed by it. The shell of this thing is so hard. Hong Lian watched the burst of airflow fluctuations one after another, but Three Tails seemed to be fine. I also have to sigh that the defensive ability of Three Tails is indeed amazing. After all, Kimamaro's attack, every blow is seen in the eyes. It was so powerful that such an attack, even if it was a small hill, would have to be flattened by Kimamaro abruptly. Yet Three Tails was able to hold on, not affected by anything too much. Long-term control Three Tails is no easy task. Guren's face became paler and paler, and all the chakra had been concentrated for Bai's use. Now he forcibly launched such an advanced crystal-style ninjutsu, just to trap Three Tails. The cost of sustainably trapping Three Tails is equally enormous. Bai at the side was already in a cold sweat, almost overdrawn. If you can't hold on, just stop. Hong Lian also admires Bai, who can persist under such circumstances. However, Bai did not stop and asked, "How long has it been? How long has it been?" Hong Lian was helpless. Probably less than 30 seconds. 30 seconds? Bai's figure swayed a little, as if he was about to lose his footing. She was also trying her best to break out the cold air, making it impossible for Three Tails' body to move. However, the current time for her and Hong Lian is like a year. I didn't expect a second to be such a long time. The two of them persisted for a minute, and they had already reached the limit. Whether it is Bai or Hong Lian, the two of them are almost unable to hold on anymore. At this time, the frequency of Kimamaro attacks has also dropped a lot. His blood disease made his body feel pain again, and this feeling also made Kimamaro's movements slower. 2 more minutes. Damn, just keep going. Kimamaro gritted his teeth, and Shiro and Guren were also procrastinating for what was possible. However, the next second, Bai Plop fell headlong on the ice. The mandatory overdraft chakra has knocked her out straight away. Strictly speaking, it was even a shock. At this time, Hong Lian's situation is not getting any better. "Sasuke-sama, I can't," Guren said, and she let go of her hands in the next second, lying on the ground, panting heavily. Without the continuous output of Red Lotus's chakra, the shattering speed of the crystals will be even faster. Bang, bang, bang. Accompanied by the sound of shattering crystals, without the suppression of the cold air, Three Tails' ability to move was restored. 3 huge tails are waving wildly. Shoot Kimamaro flying towards it. Beep! Kimamaro, who slid over a distance of 100 meters on the ground in an instant, didn't even react. It was already blown away. If it weren't for his blood succession limit, it would be dead bone pulse. It is estimated that the average person has already fallen apart. But Kimamaro is still able to stay awake and has no major physical problems. Standing up, Three Tails looked in his direction. He glared at Kimamaro, who had beaten him violently just now. Without cutting Kimamaro to pieces, I'm afraid Three Tails will find it difficult to swallow this breath. It's just a mere human, yet dare to hit it like a sandbag. Opening his mouth, Three Tails suddenly spewed out an astonishing jet of water. A strong water shock wave swept towards Kimamaro. What a strong water style! Three Tails seems to have a terrifying hold on water style's power. A gleam flashed in Kimamaro's eyes. The body accelerated to the limit, avoiding the impact of the water column. But after he dodged, the ice surface was instantly broken by the water column. A huge pothole was blasted directly. Kimamaro approached in the direction of Three Tails after closing the distance. Kimamaro slammed his hands on the ice all of a sudden. Dead bone pulse dance of the fern, accompanied by Kimamaro's crazy roar. It seemed as if something was about to emerge from under the ice. Boom, boom, boom. There was a sound of breaking ice. Huge bone spikes emerged from the ground, forming a forest of bones in the blink of an eye. And Three Tails was firmly stuck by these bones, although the spikes didn't penetrate its carapace. it sealed its movement again. Kimamaro's nosebleed could not be stopped, and his eyes were red and bloodshot. Keep an eye on Three Tails and control Three Tails with dead bone pulse. This is Kimamaro's last desperate fight to see if he can last until Sasuke completes a certain preparation. At this moment, Sasuke is also very anxious. 3 minutes is so long. It seems that this technique, after all, we have to step up training anyway. I hope this situation will not happen again. Sasuke closed his eyes and began to concentrate on saving chakra. At this moment, Kimamaro was not only bleeding from his nostrils, but also began to shed blood and tears from the corners of his eyes. Blood gushes out from the mouth continuously, which is regarded as taking life to restrict Three Tails. 3 minutes at this moment is so long. Every minute and every second is an incomparable torment. Kimamaro's consciousness also disappeared bit by bit, and the pain in his body became more and more intense. It's just the last step. Am I going to die? Kimamaro sighed helplessly. In the end, it seemed that death was unavoidable. Maybe this is the ending he should have. All right, leave the rest to me. Kimamaro. Suddenly, Sasuke's voice sounded, and at the same time, there was a terrifying thunder falling from the sky. Around Sasuke's body quickly condensed into a huge thunder pool. Lightning-style, endless lightning pool. Finally successfully released. The reason why Sasuke releases this ninjutsu is to make Three Tails unconscious with one blow. While completely paralyzing it, it also tried not to hurt Three Tails as much as possible. And the lightning-style endless thunder pool can strengthen the power of any lightning-style ninjutsu. And the increase in power is not a little scary. Opening his hand, Uchiha's palm is facing the Three Tails in the distance. Give me a good night's sleep. Beast. Lightning-style XCB. No. With the blessing of endless lightning, this moment should be called lightning for a long time. Chapter 163 Tails captured countless thunders gathered in Sasuke's palm. The thunder that gathered from the endless thunder pool, the power gathered now, is incomparably astonishing. The original function of the technique of endless thunder pool is to enhance lightning style. It is a pre-ninjutsu created by Sasuke to develop laying. It can provide lightning for a technique like laying, let alone other lightning-style ninjutsu. Even if it is a C-level ninjutsu discharge, with the blessing of the endless thunder pool, the power of lightning is not trivial. In an instant, the power far surpassing the S-rank ninjutsu can be erupted. The thick razor flashed across the air. When Kimamaro was about to lose his hold, moment hit Three Tails. Crack! The terrifying sound of thunder exploded in the ears of Guren and Kimamaro. At the moment of September 43, violent thunder surged across Erway's body. Before Three Tails could make any defenses, his body was hit by the terrifying thunder. Then the huge body slowly fell down. The high-curled tail also hangs down weakly. Thunder and lightning dissipated in the air. Sasuke also removed Thunder Pond and Curse Seal, which removed 2 special statuses. In an instant, even Sasuke felt extremely heavy in his body, as if the weight had been taken off suddenly. Three Tails are really hard to deal with. It is not difficult to kill or defeat Three Tails, but it is not difficult to catch Three Tails. Sasuke exhaled softly, and this time Kimamaro's direction. With a sudden thud, Sasuke looked towards Kimamaro. This guy is in a coma. Check it out, but Kimamaro is still breathing. Did not die. But with Kimamaro's current physical condition, it may be very difficult for him to withstand the power of the tailed beast. It seems that if you want to seal the tailed beast into Kimamaro's body, you still need to work hard on the sealing technique. It is necessary to suppress the chakra of Three Tails 100% without burdening Kimamaro's body. Otherwise, the life-saving tailed beast may also become a life-threatening poison. However, it is not possible to completely suppress the chakra of the tailed beast if it is not released to Kimamaro at all. Then it means that putting the tailed beast in Kimamaro's body will have no effect. Therefore, it is necessary to add some special opening methods to the sealing technique. It is best to be able to accurately control the amount of chakra released by the tailed beast and which one to turn on and off at any time. Only in this way can it become Kimamaro's life-saving medicine. Otherwise, the burden brought by the tailed beast chakra may benefit Kimamaro. I still need medical ninjutsu to help. I don't know if there is such a technique in the Book of Seals. Sasuke frowned at the unconscious Three Tails and the unconscious Kimamaro. It is not easy to take away the huge body of Three Tails. What a hassle. At the same time, there is still a lot of preparatory work to be done for this seal. Master Sasuke. Behind her, Honglian walked over with Bai in her arms, although she looked very tired. But the smile on his face couldn't be hidden, because Three Tails has been successfully captured. It also means that Sasuke is going back, and when Sasuke went back, he said that he would bring his own. Sasuke looked into Girin's eyes and knew what she was thinking. Don't worry about what I promised you. I won't forget it, but I can't go back now. Hearing this, Honglian's face changed a little. Why? Because the Three Tails need to be sealed first. Saying that, Sasuke looked at Kimamaro, who was lying on the ground. You take the two of them, and I will find a way to transport Three Tails to the island. After all, Sasuke and the others don't have skills like Kamui, and they want to move huge creatures like Three Tails. It's not that simple. And with the size of Three Tails, can it be transported to Inin village for thousands of miles? Obviously impossible. Therefore, it is only possible to seal the Three Tails into Kimamaro's body as soon as possible on this island. Send a message to Master Orochimaru and ask him to send me someone. That guy's name is Yakushi Kabuto, and I need his medical ninjutsu, just in case. Hearing this, Girin nodded. Okay, Sasuke-sama, I will arrange it. Congratulations to host. Defeating Tail Beast Three Tails reward. Wood style promotion practice method. Finally got it. Sasuke's eyes lit up. Now Wood style has become stronger and settled. However, it is one thing for Wood style to become stronger, but Sasuke has now discovered that the core problem is still not resolved. That is the problem of the amount of chakra. If the amount of chakra is enough, even the Wood style at this stage is enough to come in handy. It's a pity that Sasuke's chakra is simply not enough to support Wood style at this stage for combat. It may be comparable to Yamato's level, and even because Wood style is too weak, it may not even be as good as Yamato. Forget about the practice method. Then you will become stronger in the future. Now you should think about how to turn Kimamaro into Jinchuriki. And then Sasuke has other things to do. Urgently called Yakushi Kabuto to come. And the time to arrive is conservatively estimated to be about 2 days. He was on his way alone, so he should come over as soon as possible. And during this time, Sasuke needs to ensure that Three Tails will not escape. At the same time, learn the sealing technique. Reduce the burden on Kimamaro as much as possible, and let the chakra of Three Tails become Kimamaro's life-saving medicine, instead of becoming his poison. There are many sealing techniques in the Book of Seals. For example, 5-element seal, for elephant seal, 8-sign seal, etc. Sasuke needs to learn. Sasuke has probably seen these sealing techniques before. I feel that the difficulty of learning them is not too high, 5.8. And the sealing technique gives Sasuke the same feeling, although it is a different sealing technique, although the sealing power is different. But each has its own strengths. Sasuke prepares all 3 seals for Kimamaro to use. Although this may make it more difficult for Kimamaro to mobilize Tailed Beast Chakra. But it also makes it almost impossible for Tailed Beast Chakra to burden Kimamaro. Take Kimamaro to the island and settle down, and Sasuke will also place the 3 tails. Start the practice of sealing technique. After sending out the Flying Eagle for special communication, Girin saw that Sasuke had just started learning the sealing technique, and he didn't know what to say. Is Kimamaro really serious about turning him into 3 tails Jinchuriki? Chapter 161, Hugging Buddha's Feet, Temporarily Pervert. Looking at the figure in the forest in the distance, Honglian couldn't help but speak. She doesn't know how strong a person can be, but to what extent a person's talent can pervert. Honglian can now say it is completely clear. She still remembers that a few hours ago, she felt that Sasuke's impromptu behavior was too childish. But now her face was full of shock. Witness: Uchiha Sasuke spends just a few minutes disappearing. While learning the sealing technique, he also cultivated it to a very powerful state. That sealing, The Uzumaki family who used to seal the Grandmaster. Why was the Uzumaki country destroyed? The fundamental reason is something like the sealing technique, although it is not such a powerful combat ability. But for those who study, the talent requirements are extremely high, and the Uzumaki family of the country of Vortex. They are born with a huge amount of chakra, and at the same time have the unique sealing technique in the ninja world. He was feared by the major ninja villages so that the country was finally wiped out. The sealing technique has a great effect, but all the ninjas in the entire ninja world also know it. It is not that simple to learn the sealing technique. 12, however, such an extremely difficult art. It seems to be normal in front of Sasuke. There is no difficulty at all. Before, Honglin didn't believe that there were such powerful geniuses in this world. It's nothing more than a little more powerful than ordinary people. But today, Sasuke refreshed her cognition. There is indeed a gap between people. At this time, Sasuke in the distance stopped, gently panting. Looking at the system interface, Sasuke showed a satisfied smile. Congratulations to host for successfully raising the level of sealing technique. Sealing technique. 5-element seal, Grandmaster. 8-sign seal, Grandmaster. 4-symbol seal, Grandmaster. These 3 sealing techniques were selected to seal the tailed beast, and they have been completely mastered by Sasuke now. It has also reached the point of Grandmaster, more than enough to seal the tailed beast. This time Sasuke intends to use the triple seal to help Junma Lucheng become a perfect human calendar. Basically minimize the difficulty for Kimimaro to master chakra, the tailed beast. After learning the sealing technique, Sasuke also has some new understanding of the sealing technique. It turned out that the so-called sealing technique turned out to be like this. If ninjutsu is one way to use chakra, then sealing is orbit. It can be said to be more specific than ninjutsu. It is even specific to the restriction that you can only use chakra in this way. Like the difference between a road and a track. On the road, you can also change the route to a certain extent according to your own will. But the track is different, and it can only move according to a fixed line when it starts to move forward every day. Neither more nor less will do. Now that it has reached the stage of Grandmaster, Sasuke will not continue. After all, if you want to continue, the next stage will not work. The time and energy spent will increase too much, and there is that time. Sasuke might as well practice the curse seal. Special status, Seal of Heaven's Curse, 6,771% removed. With several times of using the power of the Seal of the Sky, Sasuke's removal of the Seal of the Sky has reached 71%. With a little more effort, he will soon be able to open the second state of Curse Seal without injury. And this time fighting with the tailed beast, Sasuke also had a lot of new insights into the Curse Seal chakra. The chakra of the tailed beast is, after all, a type of natural energy. It's just a kind of chakra brewed after being absorbed by the sacred tree. Tailed beasts are all split from the sacred tree. In the final analysis, it is a new chakra city brewed by the divine tree by absorbing the natural energy and gathering the power TS of the gold Tsutsuki family. It should be a more advanced state than natural energy. The Curse Seal chakra is also a kind of Shinshu chakra, but it may be slightly lower than Shinshu chakra. It took half a day to learn the sealing technique. And wait until Yakushi Kabuto arrives. At least there is more than a day. In order to prepare for the seal-tailed beast later, Sasuke needs to strengthen his chakra as much as possible. Refining chakra increases the amount of chakra too little. At this time, it is better to use it to practice the spell seal mode. Increased amount of chakra with seal mode. Sasuke came out from the forest and looked at Girin with a strange expression on the side. What happened to you? Hearing Sasuke's voice, Girin shook her head. It's nothing. She has seriously doubted her life now. I have serious doubts about my ninja talent. Sasuke shook his head, wondering what was wrong with this woman. Go back to the cave where Kimimaro is staying. After the 3 tails on the side were paralyzed by Sasuke, with lightning style, they are now trapped by the blood successor boundaries of Girin and Bai. Besides, 3 tails hasn't woken up yet. Don't worry for now. What has been watching 3 tails and taking care of Kimimaro? Master Sasuke. He nodded slightly. No problem, no problem. 3 tails hasn't made any movement, so it won't wake up in a short time. If that's the case, don't worry about it for now. I'm here to practice. If there is any movement in Three Tails, let me know as soon as possible. Good 143 Sasuke-sama, said Sasuke, came to the corner of the cave, and sat down cross-legged. Started to practice the curse seal of the sky, and now Sasuke needs to practice more and more things. Ninjutsu, chakra, curse seal, Manjiki Sharingan with style, nature transformation, taijutsu, and the cultivation of basic physical abilities. Each of these things takes a lot of time. Sasuke suddenly felt like he didn't have enough time. It's been a long time since I practiced the curse seal of the sky again, but what Sasuke didn't expect was that. Practicing the Heaven's Curse Seal again, the speed of progress is somewhat beyond Sasuke's imagination. The Curse Seal chakra formed by the force combination of the own chakra and the absorbed natural energy through the spell seal is far faster than the previous state. It seems to be more handy for the situation of the Curse Seal state. This feeling of crazy progress made Sasuke addicted to it for a while. Honglin, who had just comforted herself, walked into the cave and felt the surging chakra raging in the cave. The chakra that rolls in like a tide. Let Honglin be dumbfounded again, his eyes fixed on Sasuke. This kid, is he a cultivator? And it started again. And this fluctuation is too strong. Chapter 162, 100% Curse Seal. Surprise, feel the strong waves of chakra. Red Lotus is now completely numb. Forget it. Why should you care so much? This brat is not a normal person at all. It's no wonder Lord Orochimaru says he's the perfect vessel. This terrifying talent alone is already the entire ninja world can no longer find a second existence. What's more, the other party also has the blood of the Uchiha clan and successfully opened the Manjiki Sharingan. I have nothing to compare with such an evildoer. But what makes Girin feel strange now is Sasuke's current appearance. It seems to be turning on the spell seal mode repeatedly. And as the number of times increases, Sasuke's spell seal mode seems to be very smooth. And the weirdest thing is that Sasuke's spell pattern seems to be getting more and more terrifying. The chakra waves emitted are getting stronger and stronger. From day to night, Sasuke never opened his eyes. Special status. Seal of Heaven's Curse, 73% lifted. 12% special status. Seal of Heaven's Curse, 76% removed. 3% special status. Seal of Heaven's Curse, 81% removed. 5% special status. Seal of Heaven's Curse, 87% removed. 16% whenever Sasuke completes the practice of the Seal of Heaven. The percentage of releases increased crazily. This growth rate not only did not become slower and slower, but seemed to become faster and faster. The feeling of being able to feel changes in oneself moment by moment is already addictive. Not to mention this crazy progress. Simply addictive. Not even physical hunger could stop Sasuke. The whole person is completely in a particularly excited state. I practiced without sleep for 2 whole days. At noon, Sasuke finally opened his eyes slowly. And at the same time, the last time he practiced the Curse Seal of the Sky, the movement caused by it scared both Girin and Shiro. An invisible Uzumaki formed out of thin air and enveloped Sasuke's head. It seems that there is some special energy in all directions. It is pouring into Sasuke's body frantically. At this time, Sasuke's body also entered a special form that even Orochimaru hadn't expected. 3 types of Curse Seals. Originally, when Sasuke entered the second form of the Curse Seal, Sasuke himself thought that he had reached the limit of the Curse Seal of the Sky. The rest is probably to strengthen the power of the second type of spell seal. But Sasuke didn't expect that after Sasuke fully mastered the Curse Seal of the Day, there is even a form of Curse Seal 3. A pair of large wings like hands grew from Sasuke's back. The shape is the same as in the original book, but in the form of the third seal, Sasuke's arms reappeared with black lines similar to the first form of the seal. Covering Sasuke's arms, the keel is also covered. It was very weird. It was like a demon image. However, Sasuke doesn't care about the change of appearance in this state. What makes him himself is the change of chakra. Chakra seems to be mixed with a lot of psychic energy. The color of chakra becomes black. It's not completely dark, but glowing with black light. Just like the cast Chidori will turn black, Even the flames in this state have a faint black light. The amount of chakra has increased by 5 or 6 times, and all of them have become cursed chakra. The aura exuded by such Sasuke directly made Guren and Shiro's hearts froze immediately, because Sasuke's chakra seems to have some kind of terrifying spiritual impact. Both of them dare not even look Sasuke in the eye. It's such a weird chakra fluctuation. Just feeling this fluctuation, it's like dying, like being targeted by some terrible beast. Hong Lian swallowed silently. Bai felt the same in his heart, but Sasuke's state came and went quickly. Because when the seal of the day's curse was 100% lifted, the system popped up a new prompt. Special status. Seal of Heaven's curse, 100% removed. Congratulations to host. You have obtained a special Constitution Sage Transformation Special Physique. Sage Transformation, Elementary. What? Sasuke froze. It turns out that the spell seal mode is completely mastered, and you can also get a special physique. Sage Transformation? Is it the same ability as Sage mode? This is a surprise, but think about it carefully. The so-called Curse Seal is nothing more than Orochimaru's special physique based on Chongo. A means developed. It's just that it's for the convenience of Orochimaru to plunder other people's bodies. If you can perfectly grasp the Curse Seal without being eroded by the Curse Seal, you will get the same special physique Sage Transformation as Chongo. It's not a strange thing. It's just that even Orochimaru has never thought about it. Someone can perfectly fit the Curse Seal and master the Curse Seal without being eroded by the Curse Seal. How is this possible? Even Zhongwu himself dare not say that it is a perfect fit for Sage Transformation. After all, once he turns on the Sage Transformation mode, he will go berserk. Sasuke, however, uses incredible talent, perhaps with the help of great physique. Perfectly controlled the Curse Seal. So now I is equivalent to mastering a special Sage mode. Even in the state of Sage Transformation, I don't need to specifically absorb and make the magic chakra. The body itself can do it for me automatically, and with the addition of the wood style effect, then the speed of making Shinju chakra will be faster. Sasuke's eyes sparkled. If he had known that there was such a surprise hidden in the Curse Seal of the sky, Sasuke would have worked tirelessly to increase it to 100%. Still waiting until now. It seems that all the skills Wang Zhao will have in the future, they have to spend all their time practicing. If you practice ninjutsu to a certain level, there will be unexpected surprises. After completing 100% control of the Curse Seal, he got the special physique of Sage Transformation. The most intuitive change brought about is that now Sasuke does not need to control it at all, and the form of the third seal seems to be the state of completely opening the complete Sage Transformation. In other words, now that the spell seal mode is turned on, Sasuke will cast Thunder's Breath again, without any pressure at all. Unlike before, one has to keep the spell seal open as much as possible, and on the other hand, one has to find a way to control chakra to be able to use Thunder Breath. Is Master Sasuke there? I am Yakushi Kabuto, and I have come here to help Lord Sasuke under the orders of Master Orochimaru. The sound of a bag came from outside the cave. Sasuke stood up slowly, just in time, now fully ready to seal the Three Tails. Chapter 163 New Three Tails Jinchuriki. Kimimaro, come in. Sasuke lets Yakushi Kabuto in. Pocket walked in from the hole, and as soon as he entered, his eyes fell on the trapped Three Tails. It's hard not to attract attention for such a behemoth. Even the chakra waves emanating from the sleeping Three Tails are depressing. Actually, caught Three Tails. Yakushi Kabuto didn't change his expression on the surface, but he was still shocked in his heart. Even if Master Orochimaru were to capture Three Tails, probably not so fast. How long did it take Sasuke? And it seems that Sasuke is not injured at all. Even with the help of Kimimaro and others, a tailed beast can be captured in such a short time. Sasuke, this 12-year-old kid is already considered a top ninja in the ninja world. It is indeed a terrible thing to reach such a point at such an age. Master Sasuke, it is my honor to be able to serve you. Yakushi Kabuto turned to look at Sasuke, who was sizing him up, immediately bowed his head respectfully, and at the same time showed a very polite smile. This smiling tiger. Not a good impression of Yakushi Kabuto. Sasuke. Since you're here, Get ready to start sealing the tailed beast." Saying that, Sasuke pointed to Kimimaro, who had come to his senses, but was still very weak. Because the previous battle 517 did consume a lot of physical strength for Kimimaro. But more importantly, because of too much consumption, the blood-inherited disease that he had finally stabilized broke out again. Even worse than before. Now it is imminent. Originally, according to Sasuke's idea, it should be to restore Kimimaro's body to the best state and then seal the three tails into Kimimaro's body. But right now, Kimimaro's recovery has not reached the state Sasuke expected. You go and show Kimimaro. Try to heal him, and let his body recover as much as he can. Hearing Yindo nodded, Orochimaru had told him the purpose of coming here before coming. However, after actually examining Kimimaro's body, Do's complexion is not very good. Is the situation bad? Sasuke asked. Do nodded. That's right, it's really very bad. Basically, it's terminally ill. Kimimaro's blood-inherited disease was already very serious. After being treated by Princess Tsunade, it is considered to be back to life. But it is also the last chance. And this time the blood-inherited disease broke out again. I can't do anything, even if Princess Tsunade is here. I'm afraid there is nothing I can do. Speaking of this, according to Kimimaro's physical condition, Beer hesitated for a moment and said a word. Master Sasuke, I suggest that it is best not to seal the three tails now. No. Kimimaro refused by himself, raised his head, and looked at Sasuke very firmly. Master Sasuke, I know my body, although it is not in the perfect state now, but it's my only chance. If it succeeds, the blood-inherited disease problem can be solved. If I continue to wait, I'm afraid it will only become more and more difficult. Sasuke understood what he meant. Indeed, there is no way to wait. Kimimaro's condition can't be recovered. It can't be recovered. Since it is better to put it to death and live later, maybe there may be a turning point. But Master Kimimaro, with your current physical condition, it is impossible to withstand the tailed beast. Okay, let's get started. Sasuke made a decision without waiting for the words to finish. Guren and Shiro stood up when they heard Sasuke's words, and they got ready. The duty of the two of them is to lift the control of three tails and cooperate with Sasuke to seal it. The control of three tails should be released slowly. Once three tails resists in the middle, two people need to work together to suppress three tails. Taking a look at the few people, since Sasuke has already made a decision, it is obviously not something he can control. He also had to start preparing. Once Kimimaro couldn't bear the chakra of the tailed beast, he needed to do everything possible to treat Kimimaro. Let Kimimaro withstand the chakra of the tailed beast. On the stone bed prepared long ago, Kimimaro lay quietly. Sasuke came between three tails and Kimimaro. In front of him is Kimimaro, and behind him is the trapped three tails. Yakushi Kabuto on the side is always ready. The white and red lotus on both sides maintain the seal state, controlling the weakening or strengthening of the ice crystals and crystals trapping three tails at any time. The tailed beast seal begins. You all get ready for me. Sasuke began to stare with bated breath, preparing for the sealing technique. First up is the 8-sign seal, from more to less, with Sasuke's chakra overflowing. Do, and the others began to get nervous. You must know that such things as sealing tailed beasts can often be accomplished by the cooperation of a whole village of ninjas. But now they're the only ones who are going to try to seal the tailed beast. This is unprecedented. As Sasuke's chakra waves become stronger and stronger, the moment of completion of the seal is completed. Sasuke glanced at Shiro and Guren. The two of them understood in an instant and quickly released the control on three tails. At the same time, Sasuke's chakra locks three tails. The sealing technique is activated instantly. Use Sasuke's chakra to carry the entire three tails chakra into Kimimaro's body. It's not that simple. The moment Sasuke started to carry it, he realized that with his current amount of chakra, it was not enough to carry it successfully. Curse seal mode on. The three states of Sage Transformation Mantra Seal opened directly. The opening of the curse seal was completed in an instant, and a huge Uzumaki appeared above Sasuke's head, and the surrounding natural energy was absorbed by Sasuke crazily. In an instant, the terrifying chakra wave burst out. Yakushi Kabuto and others were suddenly stunned. Three Tails suddenly woke up, but before he could resist, he was directly submerged into Kimamaro's body by the eight-sign seal. Kimamaro couldn't bear the sudden impact of the tail beast chakra and let out a fierce roar. Sasuke's action is not over yet. 5-element seal, 4 elephant seals. Under the triple seal technique, the chakra of the tailed beast seemed to be about to overflow, but it was completely sealed and entered Jun Ma Chuan's body in the blink of an eye. Looks like it worked. Sasuke's forehead was also dripping with cold sweat. With the release of 3 consecutive sealing techniques, Sasuke's spirit is highly tense. When the tailed beast chakra wave dissipated, he froze for a moment. Did it work? Sasuke nodded. It should work. How is Kimamaro's body? Yakushi Kabuto was already checking, but his brows did not open. He is still alive, and the tailed beast seal is indeed a success, but Chapter 164 Fire Nation, Yanin Village. What's up with him? Sasuke also felt that something was wrong. Although the seal was successful, it was true. But Kimamaro's breathing rhythm is a bit abnormal. Sasuke could clearly feel that Kimamaro's breathing became very weak. However, it did not disappear. Instead, it has been maintained in this state. Sasuke looked at Yakushi Kabuto, waiting for Do's explanation. His blood disease seems to be suppressed by Tai Beast Chakra. The tailed Beast Chakra alone is able to help Jinchuriki with powerful, restorative abilities. But it also comes with a huge burden. The situation of Lord Kimamaro seems to be too bad, so that his current physical condition and the burden brought by the tailed Beast Chakra have formed an inexplicable balance. Thanks to Master Sasuke's several seals, the tailed Beast Chakra basically achieved a near-perfect seal. But even that is a pretty heavy burden for Kimamaro. Sasuke frowned. He understood what Do said. In other words, the current Kimamaro is indeed relieved of the problem of blood-inherited disease because of the tailed Beast Chakra. His method did indeed work. However, because Kimamaro's own condition is too poor, there is no way to fully bear the burden brought by Zung Chakra. Now it's a state where I can't wake up. What is this? Busy for nothing? Since the blood-inherited disease has been cured by tailed Beast Chakra, can he be treated now? If his body recovers gradually, then he should be able to wake up. When Yindo nodded. In theory, that's true, but I can't do anything about it. I'm sorry, Mr. Sasuke. With my medical level, it's far from meeting this requirement. I'm afraid. Only Princess Tsunade can do it. Is it Tsunade again? Sasuke smiled helplessly. Originally, Sasuke didn't particularly care about the profession of medical ninja. However, the problems encountered now require medical ninjas to solve them. It even gave Sasuke a new idea for a moment. Should I also try to learn some medical ninja methods? Such as healing jutsu or something. Sometimes these abilities may be of great use. Looks like I'll have to find Tsunade again. Kimamaro saved his own life. Sasuke still has to repay this kindness as much as possible within his ability. It doesn't matter if you find Tsunade again. Master Sasuke, if you want to ask Tsunade for help. Hearing this, Sasuke smiled. I know this, but I have to try. Do sighed softly. No. The difficulty I mentioned is due to other reasons. So it looks like something happened. Say. Sasuke turned his head to look at the bag. At the same time, Guren and Shiro were also a little curious. What happened? That's when Master Sasuke set off here to capture Three Tails. A civil strife broke out in Konoha. Konoha chaos? This is something that never happened in the original book. It seems that even being cautious still caused the plot to change. But Sasuke had already made psychological preparations for this situation. It's just that I didn't expect it to come so suddenly. Sasuke, what happened to Konoha? After Princess Tsunade returns to Konoha, she has a disagreement with Tuampo, who is about to become 5th Hokage. In order to compete for the position of 5th Hokage, the two sides are fighting. Civil war? It's fine to compete for the position of Hokage, but a civil war really broke out? This is a situation that Konoha has never seen before. Following Do, he told Sasuke what happened to Konoha these days. Danzo almost became 5th Hokage, but it's a pity that Tsunade came back but Van Tsunade returned to Konoha a few days later. I'm afraid Danzo has become 5th Hokage by then. But things are sometimes such a coincidence. After hearing this, Sasuke could understand. After all, his goal was close at hand, and he was about to succeed. But suddenly the meat up to the mouth was snatched away. No one will be happy, not to mention Danzo. It's just that Danzo's methods were rather extreme, and he directly chose to use some shady methods. And Tsunade has a bad temper. In this case, let's go straight to war. The Konoha Civil War is imminent. The result is, Danzo was kicked out of Konoha and took the remaining root ninjas to the most prosperous town in the Land of Fire. Relying on the town, he established a new ninja village in the name of 5th Hokage. As for flowers, Nation of Fire, Yinin Village. Hearing the name, Sasuke laughed. Is this a complete attempt to get rid of the word Konoha and get rid of the influence of 1st generation and 2nd Hokage? Danzo, this guy is really relentless. They are all driven out of Konoha, and they still need to build a Yinin village to control the important town of the Fire Nation, which is equivalent to letting more than half of the Fire Nation's financial revenue fall into the hands of Danzo. Although Tsunade got Konoha Village, the problem has not been solved. Konoha is a ninja village, but it also needs financial support. Otherwise, it would cost a lot of money just to raise such a large number of ninjas. Konoha mobilized Konoha Shinobi to continue to encircle and suppress Danzo, but Danzo also called on the Konoha Shinobi in the Fire Nation to counterattack Konoha in the name of 5th Hokage. Now both sides are in the preparation stage. But what is certain is that a civil war in the Nation of Fire is inevitable. Konoha Shinobi are not just Konoha village ninjas. The huge Fire Nation needs ninja guards, and there are quite a few Konoha Shinobi outside Konoha Village. During the 4th Ninja World War, in the original book, how many ninja armies were dispatched? It is conservatively estimated that each village has 20,000 to 30,000 ninja troops. A village like a Wagakure, the Land of Earth, can mobilize more than 100,000 rock shinobi at every turn. A village cannot accommodate so many ninjas. So the confrontation between Danzo and Tsunade in Konoha Village is just the first one. But for now, Danzo is at a disadvantage. After all, Tsunade is not weak and has the support of Kakashi and others. But this time Tsunade was able to drive Danzo out of Konoha. The biggest contributor is Might Guy. Konoha's Blue Beast broke out and directly disabled Danzo by himself. But Guy also paid the price and was directly seriously injured. Almost got killed. Thankfully, there was Tsunade. After hearing this, Sasuke looked a little excited. I didn't expect such a big event to happen in the ninja world when I captured 3 tails. It's a pity that I didn't get to see Konoha's civil war break out with my own eyes. I suddenly feel a little regretful. White Red Lotus, Pocket, Amount up. Chapter 165, ready to go to Richi Cave, so Sasuke-sama, you go to Tsunade at this time, I'm afraid. Even if Tsunade's friends go to find Tsunade at this time, it is absolutely impossible for Tsunade to leave temporarily. After all, Konoha's situation has become so serious now. It is not so difficult to get Tsunade to help. Let's meet Oden Village for now. Indeed, in the current situation, Konoha wanted Tsunade to make a move, whether it was a threat, a lure, or a request. There is a high probability that it is impossible. But Sasuke will not sit still like this if possible. He still has to find a way to try. But not now. Go back and find Orochimaru first. Although Orochimaru is not a medical ninja, Orochimaru is the #1 scientist in the ninja world. To be precise, he should be regarded as a biologist. Geneticist. Maybe Orochimaru will have a way, if Orochimaru has a way to heal Kimimaro. May 20th. Then there is no need to bother with Tsunade. Seeing that Sasuke seemed to give up, Do breathed a sigh of relief. If Sasuke really decides to go to Konoha to find Tsunade to treat Kimimaro, at that time, I'm afraid he will be killed by Orochimaru. After finally taking Sasuke away from Konoha, Orochimaru is still looking forward to the strong wind that Sasuke will set off. Going back to Konoha at this time, wouldn't that mean courting death? Konoha is preparing for a big battle, and has summoned a large number of ninjas. You must know that even the former third Raikage could only lose in front of the numbers. Not to mention the current Sasuke. It is absolutely impossible to let Sasuke go to Konoha like this. That is absolutely impossible. Anyway, Kimimura's situation is also stable, although there is no way to wake up for the time being. He can wait until the civil strife in Konoha is over. Find a way to find Tsunade to heal Kimimura. When it comes to returning to Inin village, the most excited person is Honglian. Guren, who had long been eager to return to Orochimaru's side, couldn't hide her smile now. Everyone is smiling. As for Sasuke's plan to return to Onin village with Guren, Kodo didn't say anything. Orochimaru-sama is responsive to Sasuke now. I also don't know what Orochimaru-sama is going to do. Why treat Sasuke like this? The time to return to Inin village is not as long as it was when I came here. Sasuke and others hurried on the road overnight and advanced at full speed. If it weren't for the speed of Gubai and Guren, Sasuke would probably only need half a day to return from the country of water to the country of sound. But slowing down, a group of 5 people managed to return to Inin village in just one day. Sasuke, who returned to the base, immediately found Orochimaru to deal with Kimimura's problem. Orochimaru is also very curious about Kimimura's current situation. Now Juamalu has successfully become Jinchuriki, and the power of the tail beast can help Kimimura suppress the blood-inherited disease in his body. This is a major discovery, and he immediately asked Kimimura to draw blood and test the situation in Kimimura's body. Orochimaru is even more aggressive than Sasuke. While waiting for Sasuke, he was not idle, but stayed in his room to refine chakra. Now Sasuke's own chakra and mantra chakra have a direct practice. The amount of basic chakra directly determines the type of opening the spell seal, and even the strength of the chakra increase that directly opens the sage transformation state. So the more basic chakra you have, the more mantra chakra you can get after Sasuke activates Sage Transformation. And thanks to the power of the special Constitution Sage Transformation. Although Sasuke is currently in the first stage of the wood-style blood succession limit, but the power is already very strong. A big tree can be created in an instant. It is several times stronger than Yamato's wood style, but it's still far from Hashirama, and wood style's power has been enhanced. Sasuke also needs to cooperate with wood-style ninjutsu. Fortunately, various wood-style ninjutsu of first generation are also recorded in the sealed book. There is no need for Sasuke to explore step by himself, which saves a lot of time. But Kimimura's matter has not yet come to fruition, and Sasuke is not in a hurry to start learning wood style. After Orochimaru finished the inspection and gave a conclusion, Sasuke can make a plan. Next, should he go to Tsunade first or continue to practice and improve his strength? Wait until the Konoha civil strife is over. Orochimaru's inspection didn't take much time. If it's not because of the hand, I'm afraid it will be faster. It only took half a day before Orochimaru finished his inspection of Kimimura. Sasuke-kun, your idea really worked. The tailed beast chakra seems to have a special function for Kimimura's blood succession limit. It has enhanced Kimimura's blood-inherited limit power, thus forming a certain degree of suppression on blood-inherited diseases. Basically, as long as 3 tails is not in Kimimura's body, you don't have to worry about blood-inherited diseases. The problem now is just that Kimimura's physique can't bear the burden brought by the tailed beast chakra. That's why he couldn't wake up. After analyzing the problem, what Sasuke wants to hear is whether there is a solution. If there is no problem with my hand, I could try to transplant some wood-style cells to Kimimura. There is a great chance that Kimimura can recover. But now just relying on the ability of the bag can't guarantee the success rate. So the conclusion is that there is no way. Sasuke sighed softly. Looks like I have to go to Konoha. Hearing this, Orochimaru glanced at Sasuke. Konoha is a mess now. If you go to Konoha, it will be very dangerous, Sasuke. Although your strength is very strong, but in the face of thousands of enemies, once chakra is exhausted, it will be. Hear this statement from Orochimaru. Sasuke frowned. In other words, as long as chakra is guaranteed, I don't have to worry about any number of enemies. Orochimaru froze for a moment. That's right. As long as chakra is enough, what can the enemy do to get more Sasuke? Even if you can't fight, you can still run. With Sasuke's lightning speed, How many people in the entire ninja world can catch Sasuke? I'm afraid I can count on one hand. Although the special physique Sage transformation has given Sasuke a good battery life, it only depends on his physique. If the consumption rate is too fast and the 4.6 recovery rate cannot keep up, then even if Sasuke wants to condense chakra by himself, there is no way. To increase battery life, there are now two ways. One is to complete the tasks of the system, comprehensively assess the strength to meet the requirements of a general Genin, and get rewarded with a chakra star increase. That is to say, all the techniques that Sasuke has mastered must reach the small completion stage, which is too many. The second way is to learn fairy art. Sage transformation is the ability to passively absorb natural energy, but Shinju is the ability to actively absorb natural energy. The recovery effect of the superposition of the two is not ordinary horror. Master Orochimaru, I wonder how the preparations for the contract at Richie Cave are going. Go to Konoha to see if I can get the power I want in Richie Cave. Hearing this, Orochimaru looked at Sasuke with the corner of his mouth slightly raised. Come with me. Chapter 166, the contract signing test, came to another place in another base. There's also a lot of space here, but the light is as dim as ever. A scroll was placed on the ground not far away. The scroll was difficult to open, and two candles were lit. Following the candlelight, Sasuke could clearly see the words on the scroll. It is full of names, and there is a bloody handprint under each name. This is the contract scroll of Richie Cave. It took me a lot of effort to get it. Saying that, Orochimaru glanced at Sasuke beside him. Go, write your name, and leave a bloody handprint. Signing a contract also pays attention to signature and deed. While talking, Sasuke stepped forward, almost the same as when Naruto signed the contract with Mount Maiboku. Sasuke also wrote down his name, and then pressed the blood handprint. Then Orochimaru stepped forward and took a look. It's all right. However, this does not mean that the signing of the contract with Richie Cave has been completed. The ninja who wrote his name on the contract scroll only got the chance to enter Richie Cave. Can he be recognized by Richie Cave 14? Becoming a real contractor depends on your next efforts. Saying that, Orochimaru gestured for Sasuke to stand up. Next, you need to learn the summoning technique. If you perform the summoning technique for the first time, it's not like summoning the summoning beast to come here. Instead, you were summoned into Richie Cave. You can only come back if you are truly approved by Richie Cave. If you fail, you will die. Have you figured it out, Sasuke-kun? Hearing Orochimaru's question, Sasuke looked at him blankly. Let's talk. The order of seals for the summoning technique. Seeing this, Orochimaru didn't ask any more questions, and directly began to tell Sasuke the order of the summoning technique. If it is an ordinary ninja, it is necessary to demonstrate it again. But Sasuke just raised his hand immediately after listening to the seal quickly. It doesn't look like it's the first time to cast summoning. Suddenly, Sasuke slapped the ground. Boom! In the next second, Sasuke disappeared instantly. It turned into a cloud of white smoke and completely dissipated. Looking at the empty room, Orochimaru smiled. Good luck, Sasuke. Richie Cave, one of the three holy places. There are countless ninjas who come here to pursue power. But most of these ninjas ended up with only two endings. One is eaten, and the other is transformed into a snake. Become a member of Richie Cave. If you are lucky enough to use the snake body to practice, you can become a summoning beast with powerful magic chakra. But most of these snake-turned ninjas are not talented and can only die in Richie Cave as an ordinary snake. It was even eaten by other Richie Cave snakes. And when Sasuke came here, the first time I opened my eyes, I almost couldn't help it. The cursed seal is about to move, as if it may be opened automatically at any time. There is no way. The natural energy of Richie Cave is too strong, making Sasuke's body involuntarily want to absorb these natural energies. Fortunately, with the restriction of the cursed seal, Sasuke was able to suppress the impulse of Sage transformation. The moment Sasuke arrives at Richie Cave, deep in Richie Cave, the white snake immortal slowly opened the double yang. The genius kid that Orochimaru said to be sent is here. You guys go to the trial. Let's see how much the so-called genius is. While speaking, The three figures in front of her slowly receded and disappeared. Sasuke felt the natural energy filling Richie Cave. It's no wonder that a group of snakes can master fairy art, such a rich natural energy, as long as the natural creatures live here long enough. I'm afraid it can become very strong without knowing it. If you have a bit of talent, it's normal to feel the natural energy and absorb it, and become a powerful summoning beast. Sasuke glanced up into the depths of the cave. Although there are many holes here, they're intertwined. It looks like a huge underground labyrinth. But Sasuke only opened the Sharingan slightly and immediately noticed one of the openings, which obviously had human footprints, although it was left a long time ago. But most of the footprints are in this direction. Among them is a fresh trail that matches Orochimaru's very well. This should be the right path. Sasuke headed in that direction. However, Sasuke hadn't gone far, and suddenly felt 3 breaths approaching rapidly. And all 3 breaths exude exceptionally powerful chakra fluctuations. This kind of chakra fluctuation is not an ordinary chakra, which makes Sasuke feel even more amazing. Richie Caves? Immortal? After standing still and waiting for a few minutes, the surrounding area soon began to be filled with fog. Sasuke frowned. This situation is obviously the ghost of the other party. Sasuke looked around. The dense room restricted Sasuke's sight to a distance of about 1 meter. Do you think this will prevent me from checking the situation around me? The corners of Sasuke's mouth rose slightly. The sensory ninjutsu heart net that was developed before can now be used. Although it is not in the state of opening the endless thunder pool, it is even in the normal state. If Sasuke uses the heart net to sense, it can still cover a distance of about 15 meters around him. This distance is enough. Raise your hands to print. Thunder and lightning gathered in Sasuke's palm. Next second, lightning-style network of hearts. ZZ. A faint bolt of lightning exploded from Sasuke's hand. These 810 levels of investigation caused even less commotion. It's just that a sound of electric current can be vaguely heard, and then there is nothing. The web of hearts spreads, and Sasuke maintains the seal state with one hand. When covering a wide area, Sasuke doesn't have so many chakras to keep inductive. But with a range of more than 10 meters, Sasuke's chakra is still completely sufficient, able to maintain the sensing state of the heart net at all times. In the next second, sure enough, Sasuke immediately felt that 3 enemies appeared in 3 different ranges. They float in the air and revolve around themselves. It seems that they can see themselves through the fog and clearly lock their position. And Sasuke also roughly mastered the height and body shape of these 3 people through induction, and at the same time, he also has the majestic chakra power in his body. The 3 snake princesses of the White Snake Immortal. The test of Richie Cave? Sorry. Even if it's a test, I don't have that much time to play with you one by one. Let's keep it simple and straightforward, Sasuke said in his heart. The induction of the heart net is lifted. Then there was an instant thunderbolt. I'm in a hurry, so you 3 go together. The 3 snakes were still observing Sasuke, but the next second they heard Sasuke's words. The 3 of them were obviously stunned. This kid actually sensed their existence. Chapter 167, The Trial of the Holy Land. After so many years, you are still the first human being to discover us before we have fought. And it's a brat. You did something that even an adult human ninja couldn't do. It seems that he is indeed a guy worth looking forward to. The voice of the 3 snakes came from all directions. Although they spoke, it was still impossible to determine their location from the sound alone. After all, there are too many caves in Richie Cave. The echoes that came from it were completely indistinguishable. Fortunately, Sasuke also has the assistance of the heart web, which can easily determine the positions of the 3. Of course, it is not so easy for Sasuke to maintain this state and perform ninjutsu at the same time. In the state of maintaining the web of heart, Sasuke can at most use a little lightning-style discharge, and the power can be exerted at most 1/10. Therefore, I want to fight while determining the position of one person. Then Sasuke can only rely on melee combat. With his right hand, he slowly pulled out the grass pheasant sword from behind. The rubbing sound of the blade, unsheathed, made the 3 snakes look excited. Although he is a human ninja, Sasuke's gaze has never been firmer than before. Under the situation of being shrouded in fog, there is no fear at all. Humans are always full of fear of the unknown, but Sasuke doesn't seem to have it at all. The three snake girls glanced at each other. Ichikishima stuck out his tongue and directly attacked Sasuke first. There was a slight gust of wind, and she was right behind Sasuke. According to Sand Snake G's previous experience with humans, such a sneak attack on humans is very difficult to guard against. Once attacked by Ichikishima, Sasuke will be forced to consume chakra. Humans usually don't have much chakra, and once they are exhausted, they can only be slaughtered by them. When, suddenly, there was a clear and crisp impact, and Sasuke backhanded the grass pheasant sword behind his back. The blade caught Ichikishima's teeth. The friction between the blade and the teeth sparked. What? It's not surprising that the attack was blocked, but what surprised the three snakes was that Sasuke's back was facing them. But it looks like it has eyes behind it. Can it predict the attack? How is this possible? Want a sneak attack? Is this how the Holy Land fights? While Sasuke was talking, the lightning-style discharge exploded directly. The thunder and lightning that suddenly sprang from the grass pheasant sword paralyzed Ichikishima in an unexpected moment. Although it is only a weak lightning style, it still has a momentary paralysis effect. The next second, Sasuke turned sharply and delivered a powerful roundabout kick. Right in the belly of Kishima, boom, there was a dull kicking sound. Sasuke's current power is not small. Beep! Ichikishima flew upside down and slammed into the wall hard. Although she was not injured, she was protected by the powerful magic chakra in her body. It wouldn't hurt to be injured, but being kicked away by a human imp would make her feel bad. Damn human brat. Swish, swish, swish. Just as she was speaking, 3 shurikens were precisely nailed to the top of her head and the walls on the left and right sides. Ichikishima froze for a moment. Right now, it is surrounded by dense fog, and this human's eyes should not be able to see such a long distance at all, although only 5 or 6 meters away. But Sasuke's visual distance is no more than 1 meter, and he can't see anything beyond 1 meter. He was actually able to use a hidden weapon, although he didn't hit himself, but only slightly worse, which is already excellent. But in the next second, Sasuke's voice sounded, "Be careful. It's going to explode." When Sasuke finished speaking, a snake suddenly heard a sound similar to the rapid burning of paper. Hiss! At this moment, the other 2 snake girls suddenly reacted. It's the detonator! Boom! Boom, boom! 3 explosions sounded successively. It exploded in the Richie cave in an instant. And then the shock wave generated by the explosion wiped away the dense fog in an instant. Almost at the same time, Sasuke released the heart net, and the chakra in his body began to fill up. His eyes locked directly on the other 2 snake princesses. The corner of Sasuke's mouth raised slightly, and the flame shock wave from the explosion behind him was sweeping. In an instant, even the figure of Sasuke will be swallowed up. Lightning-style Lei Shun. Crack! While Tian Xin Shinji and Tuan Jinji were still staring at the flames produced by the explosion, suddenly the roaring thunder burst. Accompanied by the terrifying thunder snake that flashed across the air, it flew straight in front of Tian Xin Shinji. The roar came slowly when Sasuke appeared in front of her. Beyond the speed of sound, Sasuke held the grass pheasant sword in his hand sideways. Thousand Bird Blade. The turbulent Chidori instantly covered the Kusanagi sword. The moment the pleasant knife sounded, the blade had penetrated Tian Xin Shinji's shoulder in an instant, and the intense pain of thunder and lightning spread all over his body. Tian Xin Shinji was stunned for a moment. What a fast speed, such a strong lightning style. At the same time, Sutsuhan behind Sasuke reacted and wanted to attack Sasuke. However, another Sasuke suddenly turned around in the next second. A pair of Manjiki Sharingan opened instantly, staring at her intently. A split second, Tuan Jinji froze for a moment, as if being sucked in by these eyes. But the moment she felt, in the eyes of the other 2 snake girls, she was motionless in midair, just staring blankly at the approaching Sasuke. Until Sasuke grabbed her neck directly with one hand. The lightning-style discharge instantly burst out with full force. Zizizi! The berserk lightning style roamed all over Tuan Jinji's body. beat Satsuhime, who came back to his senses, looked at Sasuke in horror. That moment just now, was it an illusion? These Nuadiheo eyes, are they Meijiki Sharingan? This brat is from the Uchiha clan. The other two snake girls have recovered, although one was disgraced by the explosion, and the other was pierced through the shoulder by the Chidori knife. But this little injury doesn't matter to them. The two snake girls wanted to rescue Tuanjinji, but Sasuke's grass pheasant sword was in front of Tuanjinji's neck. The Chidori mobilized instantly, and the lightning flowed onto the Kazeo pheasant sword. The terrifying lightning made the two snake girls stand still for a moment. If you want to continue, I will kill her directly. This time, I won't show mercy. Sasuke, not kidding. The pace of the two snake girls stopped instantly, and their expressions changed several times continuously. Then he gritted his teeth lightly. Okay, you passed the test. Let her go. Sasuke smiled, let go of his hand, and Tsuji immediately jumped away. Damn human beings, despicable. To use me to threaten you. This is not considered as passing the trial. Chapter 168, Subjective Will and Physical Instinct. Satsuhime and Ichikajima are both ready to continue fighting. Obviously not very convinced. After all, in the battle just now, they did not have room to play at all. They were temporarily repelled by Sasuke's unexpected power one after another. If he was serious, he wouldn't let Sasuke succeed so easily. All right. Tian X and Shinji opened her mouth and increased the volume, causing the other two snake princesses to stop. Although we were careless, this human kid has indeed proved his strength. First of all, they are clearly shrouded in mist, but they can still accurately perceive the three of them, which shows that Sasuke has a special perception ability. It is even possible that they can clearly perceive their every move. Otherwise, facing Ichikishimahime's attack, it would be impossible to predict in advance. In the series of attacks that followed, now that I think about it, I am afraid that this brat planned it in a flash. If he had the intention to kill, then the hidden weapon would not be lost, but would be directly concentrated on Kishimahime, and he would not ask to remind him. The unexpected explosion was enough to seriously injure Shimajima. With the help of the shock wave of the explosion, the fog was blown away, and then he directly attacked himself 487 if the knife pierced towards his heart. Then she herself is dead. At the end, Sunjinheim seemed to be immobilized by the illusion, giving Sasuke enough time to approach. After catching it and paralyzing her body with that level of lightning style, Sasuke can also kill her instantly. In other words, if the other party has the intention to kill, then in only 2 seconds, the other party can instantly kill the two of them. The last remaining Ikijima-hime. It is impossible for one person to pose any threat to Sasuke. It's hard to imagine that this was a plan made by the other party in an instant. Quick thinking, coupled with strong strength, and lightning-style attainments far surpassing ordinary humans. This human kid is indeed a rare genius, as Orochimaru said. And the three of them did lose. As for the trial, it is no longer necessary for safety. Sasuke's performance just now can be said to be so perfect that he doesn't need to go through other trials. Bring this brat to meet me. Suddenly, the voice of the white fairy came. The other two snake girls still want to argue, but now they can only obey the orders of the white snake immortal. But their eyes on Sasuke are not very friendly. Sasuke slowly retracted the grass pheasant sword. Please lead the way. Although the three snake girls were very dissatisfied with Sasuke, they still recognized Sasuke's strength in their hearts. Such age, such strength. It is probably unique among human beings. The three snake princesses came to Sasuke's front to lead the way. After walking through the winding and rugged cave, I don't know how far I walked. In short, I was in this labyrinth-like underground cave. Sasuke also finally met the legendary white snake immortal. Same existence as Toad Sage. Looking at the white snake immortal sitting on his throne, there is still a pipe dangling from his mouth. The first time he saw the other party, Sasuke's face changed. If it is said that the magic chakra in the body of the three snake princesses makes Sasuke feel amazing, then the magic chakra in the body of the white snake in front of him, even Sasuke feels a little incredible. It's almost like a huge Uzumaki, slowly turning, devouring the surrounding natural energy crazily. Perhaps half of the natural energy of such a huge Richie cave was swallowed up by this white snake. It looks harmless, but this white snake immortal is not as simple as it seems. And when Sasuke looked at the white snake immortal, the white snake immortal also looked at Sasuke. Unbelievable. It actually has a natural sage body quality, but it's a pity that it hasn't fully evolved and matured, and it can barely be regarded as a semi-finished product. The voice of the white snake fairy sounded. At this moment, the three snakes looked at Sasuke in surprise. Bedge, this human brat actually has a natural sage body quality? Sasuke frowned. Does the natural sage body mean sage transformation? But what does it mean when it says semi-finished product? Semi-finished product? Why is my sage transformation said to be a semi-finished product? Sasuke asked directly. When talking to the white snake immortal, please pay attention to your attitude, Doran. Immortal white snake wagged his tail indifferently. It doesn't matter, since he is born with a sage body. Naturally, he can't be like an ordinary person. Little Ghost, the reason why your sage transformation is called a semi-finished product is because it is a real immortal body, but it can quickly swallow natural energy anytime, anywhere. You don't need to make any preparations to activate Sage Mode. It's called the Immortal Body. In your Sage transformation, the speed of converting natural energy can't meet this requirement, and you still need to prepare to enter Sage Mode at the same time. Hearing this, Sasuke frowned. In other words, Sage transformation is a low-end version. Only a high-end version can be said to be a real, immortal body. But this is only a change in speed or the amount of Shinju chakra. The same is to absorb natural energy to make chakra, and the power of chakra will not be much different. Pity. I watched the previous battles. They were indeed rare geniuses, and they were defeated by you in an instant. Sighed lightly. Immortal White Snake turned his head. Let's go, kid. Although you are very talented and the strongest human I have ever seen, but you can't learn Richie Cave's Sage Mode. But if you want to get a summoning beast, that's no problem. Choose it yourself. Why can't I learn Richie Cave Sage Mode? Sasuke is here for Sage Mode. Take the initiative to master the method of making Shinju Chakra, instead of relying solely on the power of Spell Seal or Sage Transformation. Why can't I study? Because my physique is half finished. That's right. Immortal White Snake nodded. Your physique is the biggest reason why you can't learn Sage Mode. Because your body itself can automatically absorb natural energy and condense the Fairy Art Chakra, although the condensed ones may be somewhat different. But different routes lead to the same goal, and they are all Fairy Arts Chakra. And you also need to absorb natural energy to learn Sage Mode. You can't refine Fairy Chakra yourself when your body automatically produces Fairy Chakra, because your subjective will can't suppress your body's instinct. To put it another way, you don't actually need to learn Sage Mode, and you can't learn it at the same time. You don't need to learn you can't learn. Sasuke looked at the white snake very calmly. Maybe this theory is true for others, but for him, he doesn't believe that he can't learn it. Chapter 169, The White Snake Immortals Conspiracy. There is nothing impossible. Only talent is not enough. Learn Richie Cave Sage Mode. Get approval from the White Snake Immortal. Reward. Dragon's Reverse Scale can increase the power of chakra in Sage Mode. Sasuke was about to speak to refute the judgment of the White Snake Immortal. However, the system gave Sasuke a surprise in the next second. It can make the system issue tasks. It seems that this trip to Richie Cave is indeed not in vain. Immortal White Snake looked at Sasuke with regret at the moment. From her point of view, Sasuke is indeed a very talented human being, and it shouldn't be a big problem to learn the Sage Mode of Richie Cave. It's a pity that the talent is too amazing and even has the innate Sage body quality. This makes it impossible to learn Sage Mode. I can only say that it is quite regrettable. White Snake Immortal. What do you mean? The conflict between subjective consciousness and body instinct. I don't think there will be any conflict between my consciousness and the instinct of the body. At the same time, even if there's a conflict, I can control the instinct of the body with my will. Sasuke spoke very seriously, and his tone was very firm. But after listening to Sasuke, Immortal White Snake didn't speak, but the three snakes beside her suddenly burst out laughing. Huh? What a whimsy this brat is. You actually feel that your will can override your instincts. I ask you, kid, can you control your breathing and suffocate yourself while standing like this? Tian Xin Shunji asked Sasuke. This question made Sasuke somewhat understand what the so-called conflict between will and instinct is all about. Perhaps holding your breath in the water can suffocate yourself to death. But if you stand still, relying on holding your breath to push yourself, no one can do it. The moment he loses consciousness, the body will instinctively start breathing again. So it is simply impossible to complete. It is indeed ridiculous to say that will can override instinct. But Sasuke's sage transformation is not innate, but obtained by virtue of the spell. If you don't turn on the spell seal mode by virtue of your will, you won't have sage transformation. The seal can help Sasuke restrain his instincts. And it should not be difficult to learn sage mode by yourself. I can't do what you said, but I still want to try. Let me try it, and you won't lose anything. This is true. Immortal White Snake thought for a while. Okay, since you want to try it, I will tell you first. Once you learn sage mode using the method of Richie Cave, if you lose control of the magic chakra halfway through, you will turn into a snake if you are lucky. If you are unlucky, you will die directly, and your body will be petrified in the end. Even your special physique can't stop you from changing. As he said that, a sinister look flashed in the eyes of the White Snake Immortal. The three snakes obviously noticed it, and they were a little confused about what the White Snake Immortal was planning. Why agree to such a meaningless thing? If this kid really wants to learn Richie Cave Sage Mode, I'm afraid there will only be a dead end in the end. It is good. I see. Now tell me what to do. Hearing this, the immortal White Snake smiled, and then nodded. It's very simple. I will inject natural energy into your body in the way of Richie Cave. Can you control this natural energy? It's up to you to refine it into the magic chakra. We'll start right away when we're ready. Just do what you say and do it, which is very in line with Sasuke's heart. It is best not to waste time. Bring it on. The next second after Sasuke finished speaking, the White Snake Immortal made a sudden move. He opened his mouth and went straight to Sasuke's neck. Biting Sasuke's neck like lightning, Sasuke froze for a moment and just wanted to fight back. But in the next second, a strange energy entered Sasuke's body. And once inside, it was like crazy, rampaging through Sasuke's body. Frantic scurrying. Sasuke's face became ugly. The White Snake Immortal opened his mouth and got up slowly. This is the way of cultivation in Richie Cave. This immortal has injected natural energy into your body. Whether you can control this force is up to you. Good luck, boy, said Sasuke, has slowly closed his eyes. Controlling this natural energy in the body is not so simple. Sasuke was so engrossed that he couldn't hear what the White Snake Immortal said. The three snakes are now asking for flowers. Why waste time on this human imp? He obviously can't learn it. Hearing Sand Snake G's question, Immortal White Snake smiled. Of course he can't learn, the will can't suppress the instinct of the body. But his final result should be transformed into a snake. Speaking of this, the three snakes suddenly realized that they seemed to understand what the White Snake Immortal wanted to do. The reason why Immortal White Snake agreed to do such a meaningless thing, it was because the White Snake Immortal wanted to turn Sasuke into a snake in Richie Cave. Moreover, it is a snake born with sage transformation, that is, a semi-finished sage body. Then it means that Sasuke will become a powerful snake in Richie Cave. The White Snake Immortal is wanting to make Sasuke a member of Richie Cave forever. Thinking of this, three snakes suddenly smiled. It's still a fairy thinking in the long run. So it seems that our Richie Cave is about to welcome a new member, and he is also a member with full potential. Hearing this, the White Snake Immortal smiled. Richie Cave has added another powerful member. With Sasuke's unique sage transformation, Richie Cave's overall strength can even surpass Mount Maiboku and Wetbone Forest in one fell swoop. Immortal White Snake smiled, thinking about how a newborn snake would appear in the near future, how he should welcome this little life. Human beings who become snakes will not retain their previous memories. However, in the next second, Sasuke's ever-changing face began to gradually return to normal. At the same time, a strange fluctuation is erupting. Suddenly, the surrounding natural energy swept over crazily, quickly pour into Sasuke's body. The natural energy visible to the naked eye is being absorbed by Sasuke crazily. This absorption speed shocked both Sand Snake G and White Snake Immortal. This is what's going on? Immortal White Snake was a little stunned. It stands to reason that Sasuke's body should have changed now, and he has quickly transformed from a human form to a snake form. How could become like this? Absorbing natural energy crazily. The body has not changed at all. It is clearly the appearance of mastering Sage Mode for a long time. Chapter 170 Unexpected Change. Impossible. Absolutely impossible. How is this possible? This is absolutely impossible. How could he master Sage Mode? Immortal White Snake doesn't understand why now. Obviously, Sasuke already has a special Sage transformation physique. Why can he still master the Sage Mode of Richie Cave? This is simply not possible. The constitution possessed by Sasuke itself. The chakra produced is different from the chakra produced by Richie Cave's Sage Mode. In other words, it is equivalent to having two different machines running in the body, and the energy they produce should be incompatible. In this case, even Sasuke mastered Richie Cave's Sage Mode with strong willpower. It is also absolutely impossible to continuously suppress one's own body instinct 977. Because no matter how strong the will is, it will eventually relax. Once you relax a little bit, the body will automatically start making chakra. At that time, the conflict between the two energies would also make Sasuke's body look like an inflated ball. Even if there is no such thing as an explosion. But there will still be problems. After all, the two strands of chakra start to impact each other. Once Sasuke is out of control, there will be no problem with the chakra created by himself, but the celestial chakra created by Richie Cave's Sage Mode. Once out of control, what are the consequences? Naturally, it turns into a snake or directly turns into a stone statue. This is the result of the uncontrollable effect of the magic chakra. In fact, the reason why the chakra produced by the special physique of Sage transformation is not as powerful as Sage Mode. The fundamental reason is that Sage Mode is also a technique after all. It's just that this technique uses the combination of natural energy and body energy. A special power formed, while Senjutsu chakra can be used to unleash ninjutsu. But strictly speaking, Shinju chakra itself is the result of the technique. As for Chungwoo's special physique, the chakra produced by Sage transformation does not have the concept of surgery. Then without the blessing of the technique, the power will naturally be slightly weaker. But it doesn't have the horrible consequences of uncontrollable Sage Mode. The White Snake Immortal watched Sasuke crazily absorbing natural energy, and the condensed magic chakra became more and more powerful. But let's say Sasuke mastered Sage Mode. But Sasuke's body did not appear marked changes. That is the growth of horns on the head. Even his complexion didn't change at all, which doesn't fit the characteristics of Richie Cave's Sage Mode at all. What the hell is this kid? What happened? The reason why sacred places like Richie Cave and Mount Maiboku will change after learning Sage Mode. Even if Naruto has mastered the so-called perfect Sage Mode, the eyes still have the characteristics of dolls. There's even an eyeshadow pop up. This is surgery, and only surgery can bring about such changes. As for Chongo's Sage transformation, although the appearance has also undergone tremendous changes. But as the White Snake Fairy said, this is just a half-finished fairy body. The perfect fairy body should be like a Shura or Hashirama. When Sage Mode is turned on, there is no big change at all. But now in Sasuke's body, as Sasuke perfectly mastered the Sage Mode of Richie Cave. At the same time, with the help of will and spell seal, he suppressed the instinctive reaction of Sage transformation. After Sasuke mastered Sage Mode, the curse seal suddenly appeared new changes. The curse seal itself is a group of spells created based on Chungwoo's special physique. However, since Orochimaru didn't master Sage Mode at all, he just imitated a rough idea. To be precise, the curse seal is based on a conjecture of Sage Mode based on his cognition, combined with Shigego's Sage transformation, which is the product of Orochimaru's over-idealization. Although it succeeded in the end, it was actually just an empty shell. It is only with the help of Chongwu's special physique that he can obtain a small part of the ability to absorb natural energy and condense the pseudo-immortal art chakra. But it is undeniable that Orochimaru's talent is indeed very strong. Without knowing Sage Mode, a framework has been constructed. But now something magical happened when Sasuke perfectly mastered Richie Cave's Sage Mode. According to common sense, Sasuke's body will also undergo more or less changes. And this change is naturally a snake. But the Cursed Seal seems to start to learn how the energy of Richie Cave's Sage Mode works, and perfectly put this set of energy operation methods into the Cursed Seal. That is to say, when the spell Seal Mode is turned on, it is equivalent to turning on the Sage Mode of Richie Cave. However, there is another important part of the seal, which is the power of my Sage transformation. Obtaining the spell seal of the new energy operation method also changed the Sage transformation's power operation method. If it is said that the previous self-absorbed magic chakra is just the instinct of the body, it is a passive skill. So now the active skill, Sage Mode, learned by Sasuke has changed the passive skill, Sage Transformation. The two directly became the same power. But the difference is that the fairy art chakra, transformed by the special constitution of Sage Transformation, has stripped away the concept of art. But it retains the effect of the surgery. This is the main reason why Sasuke has not changed at all. At the same time, Wood Style's blood inheritance boundary also allows Sasuke to absorb natural energy faster. Then turn it over to the Cursed Seal and carry out the refining of the Fairy Chakra. If Naruto's Sage Mode has 9 tails to help, Do's Sage Mode has a conjoined white snake to help. So now Sasuke's Sage Mode also has Wood Style to help. Although Wood Style is different from 9 tails and Siamese white snake. But its own throughput effect is not much worse than the 2 by 0.0. It's just that at this stage Sasuke's Wood Style blood successor limit is only in the first stage. The speed is much slower, but if Sasuke's active consciousness is added, then the recovery speed can be greatly enhanced. Opening his eyes, a strong light burst out from Sasuke's eyes. The skin on the body began to change rapidly. Directly and instantly enter the third spell, which is the state of Sage Transformation. A large amount of natural energy is absorbed crazily, and Shinju Chakra is extracted, releasing strong fluctuations. Even the vibration formed by the Immortal Technique Chakra, even the air suddenly shook strongly. Sasuke looked at his hands, feeling the power zone activated by Sage Mode. This is the power of Sage Mode. Chapter 171 Richie Cave Immortal Art. Dragon's reverse scale, feeling the surging celestial chakra in the body. Sasuke's whole person began to become a little excited. What Sasuke wants to do most now is to test the power of Wood Style. With this level of magic chakra blessing, the power of Sleepy Escape may not be so simple. Congratulations to host, successfully mastered the 3 holy places. Richie Cave Immortal Art. Richie Cave Immortal Art. Introduction. The sound of the system sounded at this time, and Sasuke is completely out of mind now. All my heart fell on the earth-shattering scene of performing Wood Style. All kinds of Wood Style ninjutsu on the Book of Seals. These Senju Hashirama's forbidden technique can now finally try to learn. Thinking of this, Sasuke can't wait to leave Richie Cave immediately. Then he will get into the practice room again and start to enter the crazy practice. But at this moment, the voice of Immortal White Snake sounded. Unbelievable. You actually really mastered fairy art? Even the White Snake Immortal was surprised by Sasuke. 14, she even made a sudden shot coming directly to Sasuke's body and instantly entangled Sasuke. Sasuke frowned. What are you doing? Immortal White Snake spat out the letter, staring at him with fixed eyes. It's not that she wants to do something to Sasuke, but she is feeling the flow of the magic chakra in Sasuke's body. Seconds later, just when Sasuke was about to break free the White Snake, Immortal let go of Sasuke on his own initiative. Step aside. He looked at Sasuke in astonishment. Miracle. Impossible. How could such a thing happen? Hearing that the 3 snakes hurried forward, they didn't understand what happened. Shouldn't Sasuke turn into a snake under normal circumstances? Why did he suddenly master the fairy art now? And his appearance didn't change at all. The only change is that because of the spell, Sasuke's skin color has become dark black. But is this a feature of Richie Cave's Sage Mode? Why does this human being have such a change? Ichikishima Haim asked. Sand Snake G looked at Immortal White Snake, hoping that Immortal White Snake could explain, so as to solve their doubts. Immortal White Snake was stunned, but smiled instead. This kid, he actually integrated Richie Cave's Sage Mode into his special physique Sage transformation. To put it in other words that you can understand, this kid, with his will, forcibly changed the way the body's instincts operate on energy. Turned Richie Cave's Sage Mode into the instinct of my own body. This is like eating with your right hand, abruptly changing to eating with your right foot. And the difficulty is far more than that. Congratulations to host. Successfully mastered the Richie Cave Immortal Art and was recognized by the White Snake Immortal Reward. Dragon's Reverse Scale. Dear host, don't move around at will. You are condensing the reverse scale. Keep Sage Mode on, otherwise the host may suffer backlash. If the condensing fails, what? Condensing Neeline? Doesn't this thing need to be practiced directly? How to condense? When Sasuke was wondering, in the next second, the magic chakra in the body began to flow rapidly, quickly gathered in the center of Sasuke's collarbone, in front of Immortal White Snake and 3 snakes. A scale shining with purple light slowly condensed and formed. Watch a scale appear with your own eyes. This made the 4 of them suddenly open their mouths wide. He looked at Sasuke with a look of extreme horror. Is this reverse scale? That's right, an Eilin can't be wrong. But how can human beings have an Eilin, which is unique to the Orochi clan? Is it because of the fairy art? The 3 snakes couldn't give a reason at all. But at this moment, even the White Snake Immortal is at a loss. From the appearance of the first human cultivator in Richie Cave, to now, there are also ninjas who master immortal arts. However, there has never been such a situation before. How could it be possible for humans to have the reverse scales of the Orochi clan? Immortal White Snake was also dumbfounded. The reverse scales on Sasuke's body were fully formed soon. A piece of triangular inverse scale exudes a purple halo, with brilliance flowing faintly on it. The size is only about the size of a ping-pong ball, and it is tightly attached to the center of Sasuke's collarbone. It's like something that grows out of the flesh and blood. However, the moment an Eilin appeared, the fluctuation of Sasuke's magic chakra suddenly increased again. However, the most critical issue is not the extent of the soaring chakra of the celestial art, but that Sasuke's chakra of the celestial art has become much more turbulent in an instant. The aura exuded is even more terrifying. A violent breath erupted from Sasuke's body. If it is said that 1 point of chakra in the original fairy art has 10 points of power, then it is not an exaggeration to say that 1 point of chakra has 100 points of power. Looking at Sasuke exuding an astonishing aura, even the White Snake Immortal couldn't match it. The 3 snakes were suddenly dumbfounded. There has never been such a human being, nor has such a thing been heard of. Humans practicing the Sage Mode of Richie Cave can also condense the NI 997 scales of the Orochi clan. NI Lin is also of great help to the Orochi family. Under normal circumstances, the big snake with reverse scales has extraordinary fighting power, but it is also more irritable. Just like Xianya in Boruto's transformation, it is the first time that reverse scales appear on human body. Now the White Snake Immortal looked at Sasuke completely differently. It is no longer an attitude of looking down from above. Instead, look at the demeanor of existence at the same level. This human kid is gifted with psychic powers and has an extremely perverted physique. Otherwise, it would be impossible to obtain the most precious power of the Orochi clan by virtue of Sage Mode. Condensing Neeline with a human body, but cannot be bound by the shape and still maintain a human body. Such a human being is too scary. Thinking of this, the White Snake Immortal looked at Sasuke, whose eyes gradually became irritable. Human, Uchiha Sasuke, in the name of Richie Cave White Snake Immortal, I officially recognize you as the contractor of Richie Cave. All the big snakes of Richie Cave will be at your service. Saying that, the White Snake Immortal directly raised his hand, and a mark entered Sasuke's body. Now you can summoning Richie Cave any big snake, and they will try their best to help you. The most amazing contractor in the history of Richie Cave. Chapter 172, returning to the village to study wood style, feeling the imprint planted on his body by a mortal white snake. Sasuke seems to be able to feel the breath of the entire Richie Cave and all the big snakes. As long as he wants, he can use the summoning technique to summon any big snake at any time. Speaking of summoning beasts in Richie Cave, there are no fewer than Mount Maiboku. Mount Maiboku has a gang of 3, and Richie Cave also has a lot of powerful snakes. It can be said that it can be compared to the big snakes of Gamabunta, Gamakin, and Gama Hiroshi. One snake, Green Snake, and Exine have appeared in anime. But in Sasuke's perception, there is also the existence of big snakes that are not inferior to them. It's just that they don't seem to appear in the original book. But it is different now. There are countless snakes in Richie Cave, not only the summoning beasts that have really transformed from snakes into big snakes. There are even ordinary snakes, or snakes that are not so huge, but have special functions. Sasuke can study slowly in the future. Uchiha Sasuke. Since you have learned the magic of Richie Cave, I can also teach you a sage art that belongs exclusively to Richie Cave. With your aptitude, you should be able to learn it quickly. Immortal White Snake said excitedly. However, Sasuke shook his head. I don't have the time now. Sasuke already knew what technique the White Snake Immortal wanted to teach him. It should be Sage Art Inorganic Reincarnation. Although this jutsu is very good, what Sasuke wants to master most now is the various ninjutsu of wood style. So, next time, this time I came to Richie Cave to learn Sage Mode. Now that Sage Mode has been learned, I have more important things to do. After I finish these things, I will come to you to learn this sage art. Unexpectedly, Sasuke refused directly. You must know that the White Snake Immortal brought it up on his own initiative. If he refuses at this time, it will not be so easy to ask the White Snake Immortal to teach him later. Okay, you can come to me anytime, and I can teach you this sage art. Three Snake G was dumbfounded. An Immortal White Snake agreed just like that. Have no temper at all? Sasuke didn't think there was anything wrong. Congratulations to host for successfully contracting Richie Cave, Master Richie Cave. Summoning this time, there is no level display. It seems that once the summoning technique is learned, there is no need to break through. After all, it is just a summoning ninjutsu. No matter how high the level is, it is useless. The summoned ones are not the summoning beasts that signed a contract with Sasuke, and their strength is beyond Sasuke's control. But since you have mastered it, Sasuke is not too entangled with this question. How do I get back now? Sasuke asked. Just cancel the summoning status. So simple? Sasuke thought there would be some special way to return to Odenin Village. Closing your eyes directly solves the summoning state. Boom! Sasuke disappeared directly into a white smoke. After Sasuke disappeared, the three snakes asked, White Snake Immortal, why did you treat this human being like this? They feel that the White Snake Fairy treats Sasuke completely differently from other humans before. Even if Sasuke is very talented, it seems that there is no need to treat him so well. You three brats, haven't you noticed yet? This Uchiha Sasuke is not an ordinary person. He has condensed the unique reverse scale of the Orochi clan with a human body. In my opinion, although he still looks like a human being, he may already be considered a member of the Orochi clan in essence. In the future, he will lead Richie Cave to surpass the other two holy places in one fell swoop. I believe there will be no problems. The White Snake Immortal always thinks that Sasuke is already a member of the Orochi family. But in fact, Sasuke is still human, and the dragon's reverse scale is just a reward given by the system, followed by a moment of darkness. When Sasuke opened his eyes again, he had returned to Shounen Village. It was Taiyuya who appeared in front of her, and she was very surprised to see Sasuke appear. Master Orochimaru said that Sasuke would take at least a few days to come back, but why did he come back in less than half a day? Did the contract fail? There was no way to complete the contract with Richie Cave. And Sasuke glanced at Taiyuya and knew without guessing that this was Orochimaru's arrangement. I'm going outside for a while, and no one should bother me. Sasuke can't wait to learn wood-style ninjutsu now. But there is not that much space in the base for Sasuke to learn. So I had to go outside Inin village. Bringing the sealed book, Sasuke rushed directly to the outside of Inin village to learn wood-style ninjutsu. It is natural to find a place that is extraordinarily open and without any interruptions. At the same time, it's best not to be discovered. Wood style is more interesting than Manjiki. After all, first Hokage, who pacified the troubled times, relied on wood style to become famous in the entire ninja world. Even now, the entire ninja world is still obsessed with first generation's wood style blood succession limit. It took a little time to find a relatively open place. At the same time, it will basically not be discovered by anyone. Sasuke opened the Book of Seals and looked at all the wood-style ninjutsu recorded in it. Basically, Hashirama's wood-style ninjutsu is all recorded on it. But now there is another problem. If you learn these wood-style ninjutsu now, then you want to make the comprehensive evaluation fall into the category of Jinin. Completing the tasks of the system is even more difficult for Lee. After all, the more ninjutsu you learn, the more time it takes to improve your evaluation. But I just thought about it for a few seconds. Sasuke made a direct decision as soon as he gritted his teeth. Study. A few more ninjutsu are nothing more than spending a little more time to improve the control level of these techniques. What's the big deal? Open the Book of Seals directly and watch the first wood-style ninjutsu. Wood-style wood clone technique. This number is much easier to use than shadow clone. Not to mention the existence of the entity, but at the same time, it will not really evenly share the chakra of the ninja himself. It depends on how much Sasuke gives. This technique is much more practical than shadow clone. Although it does not have the effect of cheating, it is already very good. It is more effective than shadow clone in combat. Chapter 173 Senju Hashirama's Ninjutsu. There is nothing to learn from the wood-style avatar. But maybe because of the amount of chakra in Sasuke. After Sasuke is cast in the Order of Seals on the Book of Seals, the speed at which the clone came out was too slow. Of course, it also depends on who you compare with. If you compare with Yamato, it will be much faster. But compared with Senju Hashirama, Sasuke is extremely dissatisfied with this speed. Looking at the two wood-style clones slowly appearing, although it feels like the two wood-style clones are quite real. At least it feels much more real than shadow clone. But the wood-style clone can only inherit Sasuke's physical skills. There is still a difference from the wood-style multiple wood clone technique. Multiple wood clone technique, the effect is somewhat similar to shadow clone, but because wood clone is equivalent to a part of the caster. Therefore, the ability possessed by the caster can also be exploded. That's why Madara can use the wood-style avatar to activate Susanoo. Do you want to combine shadow clone technique and wood clone? Then it seems that if you have time, you can study the shadow clone technique. Sasuke froze for a moment while speaking. It seems that something is missing, not something that is missing. But the sound of the system did not appear 263. Sasuke was a little surprised. In the past, when he learned ninjutsu by himself, he only needed to read it once and use it on one side. Basically, the system would recognize that he had learned it. But this time it turned out. Again, raise your hand to seal. This time the seal is smoother than last time. Two wood-style clones appeared again. Four wood clones stand behind Sasuke. And this time the familiar voice finally appeared. Congratulations to host for successfully mastering wood-style, wood clone, wood-style. Wood clone beginner. It takes 2 practice sessions to be recognized by the system and admit that one has mastered this music. It can only be said that it is indeed wood style. The power of blood successor boundary is really not so easy to grasp. Not to mention the system. Even Sasuke himself felt that the first casting of wood clone was not so smooth. Compared with the basic 5 escape ninjutsu, the practice of wood style is indeed not so easy. But with Sasuke's talent, it just took a little longer. Come again. Sasuke didn't feel that he had mastered this technique until he got the Grandmaster. Wood style, wood clone. Hush. Wood style condenses a series of avatars. The number of wood style clones behind Sasuke is also increasing, up to 20 wood style clones. A reappearing wood style clone will cause the previous wood style clone to disappear. This is the maximum amount Sasuke can control at this stage. The number of wood style clones can only control 20. A little less in quantity. At the same time, Sasuke's more than 10 times of practice only raised the level of the wood-style avatar to proficiency. More than half of the chakra in the body has been consumed. Taking Sasuke's current chakra amount as an example, more than half of the chakra is consumed, although Sage Mode is not turned on. But the amount of chakra is already quite a lot. Click on your own system interface and take a look. Sasuke skimmed through many of the techniques he had already mastered. Came directly to the column of the amount of chakra. Chakra volume. Elite Jnin, advanced. Advanced Elite Jnin chakra amount is equivalent to 20 times the chakra stars of regular Jnin. The chakra that Sasuke has consumed more than half is equivalent to the chakra that has consumed a dozen Jnin. This is the case that elevates wood-style wood clone to proficiency level. Sasuke also finally felt the difficulty of upgrading ninjutsu. If you continue to practice, it is estimated that you will have to exhaust chakra to improve your ninjutsu level. Instead of this, why not practice the next ninjutsu? Wood clone is probably the easiest of Hashirama's wood-style ninjutsu. In this case, Sasuke doesn't want to spend more on Chuck's entry-level wood-style ninjutsu like wood clone. Spread the sealed book on the ground directly. Sasuke looked at the wood-style ninjutsu behind him. Wooden Dragon Technique, Book of Wooden Golem, Wood Expulsion Jutsu, Laughing Buddha Jutsu, Sage Art, Myoshin Gate, True Several Thousand Hands, Hua Buddha on the top, Kwang Onru Kwang Hangs Ho. These would-style ninjutsu, even if it is not the amount of chakra required by Sage Art, is not the usual amount. Sasuke's forehead began to sweat a little. It's going to take a lot of hard work next, but after finally mastering Sage Mode, I also got the blessings of Ni Lean and Sage Transformation. In terms of the recovery speed of Xianshu Chakra, even if it can't keep up with Hashirama, it can catch up to a little half. There is enough strength to support Sasuke to learn these techniques. If you don't learn, Sasuke will also feel itchy. Gritting his teeth. It doesn't matter, the medical society will talk about it. However, if you want to learn these techniques, you can't just rely on Sasuke's current chakra capacity. Sage Mode on. Sasuke directly chooses to open Sage Mode. You don't need to condense the Fairy Art chakra. Just turn on Sage Mode directly. It is different from Naruto that needs to refine all chakra into Shinju chakra to be able to activate Sage Mode. Sasuke only needs to condense a little magic chakra to activate Sage Mode, then actively or passively absorb natural energy and quickly extract the magic chakra. Feel the chakra filling up in your body. There was a faint murderous look in Sasuke's eyes, an indescribable restlessness. Get ready to start with Wooden Dragon Technique. As for the techniques of coming from the tree world and coming from the flower and tree world, let's put them in the back. Sasuke glanced at the surgery behind him, summoning five-fold Rashomon. This technique is a powerful move to defend against Tailed Beast Bomb. You can study at the front. Muji Healing, 4 Red Yang Formation, Dark Line Technique. Medical Treatment, Enchantment, Illusion. These 3 techniques seem to be very good. What Sasuke didn't expect was that Muji Healing is actually a technique. Isn't it Hashirama's natural skill? After seeing the introduction of this technique, Sasuke understood. This is an auxiliary ninjutsu developed according to the characteristics of wood style. No wonder it is the category of art. However, the performer needs to meet the first condition of wood style, and secondly, a huge amount of chakra is needed as a support. Otherwise, it is useless. This technique must be mastered as soon as possible. With Sasuke in Sage Mode, you don't have to worry about chakra, so you still have to think about injuries. Chapter 174. The Achievement of Cultivation Flat Call in the Forest. Sasuke put his hands on his knees, sweating profusely, and looked at the sun that had completely set in the distance. It's already night. 4 huge weird gates slowly rising in front of Sasuke. Exudes a very strange breath. It seems extremely tough and difficult to break easily. Currently, I can only master the 4th layer Rashomon. Back to congratulations to host. You have successfully raised summoning Rashomon to proficiency level summoning. Rashomon proficient. I have practiced it more than a dozen times, but the amount of chakra required for this technique is quite a lot. Sasuke still underestimated the mana needed to release these big moves. Watching Madara and Hashirama come and go, fighting happily. But those two monsters, even Madara Chakra, definitely have a lot of them. And Senju Hashirama is monster level. Seeing Hashirama's simple way of summoning Rashomon, Sasuke thought he didn't need much chakra. Thinking about it now, it was a big mistake. Even Orochimaru can only summon triple Rashomon. Even more so now, compared with Orochimaru. The amount of chakra is at best comparable. If it weren't for the blessing of chakra, Sasuke probably wouldn't be able to summon the 4th level. Plop! Sasuke, lying on the ground, felt tired after practicing ninjutsu for the first time. Sage mode is quickly released. The reverse scale on the chest also stopped emitting light. Sasuke looked at the results of his practice today. It can be said that it was the longest day in history, but mastered the least ninjutsu. The technique Sasuke mastered today, except for the original wood clone, wood-style wooden dragon technique, proficient, wood-style wooden golem jutsu, beginner, Muji healing, skilled, illusion dark lines technique, proficient. In terms of illusion, this dark technique, because Sasuke has Mangekyou Sharingan, can be released directly through Sharingan. There is absolutely no need to seal or release by other means. And thanks to the blessing of Mangekyou Sharingan's pupil power, the power of this illusion will be strengthened in Sasuke's hands. The last technique is summoning technique Rashomon, proficient. In one day, including with clone Sasuke, he only mastered 6 techniques. And among them, wooden golem jutsu, Sasuke, are not just entry level. It is also wood style. The chakra required to cast wooden dragon technique and wooden golem jutsu is not at the same level at all. Even Sasuke now has the Senjutsu chakra. When Sage mode is turned on, the total amount of chakra in Shinju still cannot achieve the desired effect of Sasuke. Or maybe it's because Sasuke's current wood-style blood succession level is too low. To achieve the effect of Hashirama wooden golem jutsu, the chakra consumed needs to wait. The level of wood-style blood successor is too low, so that the wooden golem and wooden dragon made by Sasuke feel very dull to Sasuke. It doesn't have the agile feeling of Hashirama at all, and it seems to be much, much smaller in power. It seems that if you want to continue to learn wood style, chakra is no longer a problem. The problem is to improve the level of wood-style blood succession limit. Sasuke sighed helplessly. Then after a short rest, get up and head back to the Orochimaru base in Odanin village. Orochimaru, who had been waiting in the base for a long time, came in seeing Sasuke very tired. Sasuke, and is this going to practice? Hearing this, Sasuke nodded. Sage mode is not very proficient yet. Go out and be proficient. Orochimaru didn't say much. I just looked at Sasuke excitedly. Can Mr. Sasuke let me take a look at your Sage mode? While talking, Orochimaru also noticed the reverse scale on Sasuke's chest. He knows this, the reverse scale of the Orochi clan. How could Sasuke have? When he was wondering, Sasuke fulfilled his wish. Sage mode is directly turned on, feeling the powerful chakra waves rushing towards my face. This made Orochimaru completely unable to restrain the emotions in his heart. At first, he was refused to teach Sage mode by the White Snake Immortal, but now Sasuke has successfully mastered it. This is simply too good to be true. Sasuke-kun, please let me study the power of this Sage mode. Orochimaru really deserves to be the #1 scientist in the ninja world. Seeing your own Sage mode is like seeing something sweet and sour. Asking for flowers, the eyes are full of light. It can be, but now Don't worry, Mr. Sasuke. It won't take up too much of your time. During this time, I can also tell you about the latest news about Sleepy Leaf. Konoha's latest information? Okay. Following Orochimaru into his lab, Sasuke sat on a recliner, keeping Sage mode turned on. Yakushi Kabuto on the side immediately began to use various instruments for Sasuke. It seems to want to record Sasuke's chakra in Sage mode. But Sasuke ignored him, turned to look at Orochimaru. Tell me, the situation of Konoha. Coincidentally, when Sasuke-kun went to Richie Cave to learn Sage mode, 2 major events did happen to Konoha. The first thing is that Tsunade has publicly declared that he is the 5th Hokage of Konoha, and at the same time the Hokage succession ceremony was held. And the statue of Tsunade will be officially carved on the Hokage rock. Do you choose at this time? It seems that Tsunade wants to use his influence to transfer part of the Konoha shinobi under Danzo's command. But being able to make Tsunade do this means that Tsunade's situation is not very good, or that Konoha's situation is indeed not very good. Second thing, the kingdom of Sichuan, the country of grass, the country of Taki, and the country of rain all secretly dispatched a large number of ninjas to take advantage of the fire to loot. At this time, the ninjas of the small country actually want to take advantage of the fire to rob? This is courting death? To say that they took advantage of Konoha, Sasuke thinks it is possible, but sending a large number of ninjas is a bit abnormal. Konoha is a big country in the ninja world, the strongest ninja village. Do ninjas from these small countries dare to move casually? I'm afraid I wouldn't dare to borrow some courage from them. Who's behind it? Sasuke asked directly. Orochimaru smiled. Sure enough, Sasuke-kun can easily guess. It's the Land of Thunder. The fourth raikage of Cloud Shinobi Village is threatening these ninja villages and forcing them to do something to Konoha. A threat from a big country. That makes sense then. Cloud Shinobi Village is just around the corner. That's why Tsunade seems a little anxious. If Sasuke-kun wants to ask Tsunade to help, you might as well think about it based on this. Chapter 175, A Mess of Konoha. It's really worth trying. Sasuke seemed to think of something. Orochimaru was a little curious. He had thought of many ways, but he was not sure if Tsunade would agree. Even according to his understanding of Tsunade, most of the methods he thought of, not only would Tsunade not agree, but he would refuse. This is somewhat difficult to handle. But Orochimaru is looking forward to Sasuke. Maybe Sasuke has any special ideas. What is Sasuke-kun going to do? Hearing this, Sasuke smiled. It's not easy to say for the time being, and I'm not sure if I can succeed, but I think it might work. Make a deal with Tsunade and see if she wants to. Saying that, Sasuke glanced at Yakushi Kabuto, who was packing up the equipment. Are you done? Adjusting his glasses, he nodded 070 and nodded. Okay, Master Sasuke, you can come down now. Jumping off the bed, Sasuke's Sage Mode was also released, and then glanced at Orochimaru. I'll trigger it tomorrow, now that Konoha's situation is so urgent. Sasuke originally wanted to master all the wood styles before going to Konoha. However, now it seems that we have to act in advance, and now it is something that did not happen in the original book. Sasuke doesn't know when and what changes will occur. Just in case, it's better to start early. If we really have to wait until the civil strife in Konoha is over, the deal with Tsunade that Sasuke thought would be meaningless. At that time, it was even more difficult for Tsunade to treat Kimimaro. And this time Shiro also wants to go to Konoha with Sasuke. But this time is different. This time, if you are not careful, a big war will break out. Sasuke may not be able to take good care of Bai at that time, so Sasuke rejected Bai's request. Orochimaru also suggested that the four Odanin could go together, but Sasuke did not agree. After Guren came to the base of Inin village, she always wanted Orochimaru to use her for reincarnation, but Orochimaru did not agree. Guren has been looking depressed lately. Sasuke did not continue to pay attention to these situations. Nothing to say all night. After resting the next day, Sasuke got up and packed his bags, and at the same time used the wristband engraved with the storage scroll given by Orochimaru to put the sealed book in. At the same time, it also installed a lot of hidden weapons, detonating talismans, grain pills, and other things. After all, the place where Sasuke is going next is Konoha. At this point in time, Konoha and the number of ninjas are unusually large, so we don't need to prepare more supplies. In case of a fierce battle, it would be bad, so Orochimaru's specially prepared wristband surprised Sasuke. Is the original commander's wristband also given by Orochimaru? It seems that Orochimaru treats Sasuke, that is, himself, as more than just a container. Leaving Otono Ninja Village, Sasuke ran towards Konoha at full speed. Lightning style, open quickly. Flash, with sparks and lightning all the way. Sasuke moved forward rapidly in the forest. After learning Sage Mode, Sasuke no longer has to worry about chakra consumption. Even if Sage Mode is not turned on now, Sasuke relies on the effect brought by the wood-style blood succession limit. It can also ensure the long-term operation of the flashlight. It only took less than half a day to rush from Enin village to Konoha, and it only took about 3 hours to drive. But what really slowed Sasuke down was after entering the territory of the Fire Nation. Konoha's ninjas are obviously more active. In order to avoid these ninjas, Sasuke burned some roads. At the same time, the closer to Konoha village, the more amazing the number of ninjas in Konoha, and finally Sasuke had to hide in the crowd. These people are all delivering food to Konoha. The war is imminent, and the food problem is the first problem to be solved. And along the way, Sasuke found a lot of ninjas from the small ninja village, swarming and snatching things in the land of fire. Kill people for money, and also conflict with Konoha's patrol team. Although the two sides still have some restraint, killing is unavoidable. If this continues, although both sides are trying their best to restrain themselves, conflicts will eventually break out. The current situation in the Land of Fire is also very special. The Yenin village established by Danzo is located near the sea, that is closer to the direction of the Wave Country. So, there is no ninja invasion from a small country behind Danzo. On the contrary, it is Tsunade's side, with the Kingdom of the Wind on its back and the Kingdom of the King above its head. The borders of the two countries are small countries as buffer zones. And the ninjas of these small countries are now mainly targeting Tsunade when they invade Konoha. Let Tsunade go out of his way, but they didn't immediately tear themselves apart with these small countries. Otherwise, Tsunade's situation will be even more dangerous when he is attacked from both sides. It's not that I'm afraid of the ninjas of these small countries, but being held back by them is very troublesome. There are also many Konoha shinobi gathered by Danzo. Now Danzo stands on the bright side as a disciple of the former second Hokage, a fellow disciple of Sarutobi Hiruzen. Danzo is again Hokage recognized by Konoha advisor. Although it is not recognized now, a large group of Konoha shinobi believe that Tsunade has usurped the throne. So there are many ninjas who support Danzo. After all, this is a fact that no one can change. In the entire Land of Fire, 1/3 of the ninjas gathered in Danzo, and less than 1/4 of the ninjas gathered in Tsunade. The rest of the Konoha shinobi, except for some who are performing missions in various countries, did not rush back to Konoha. There are still some who wait and see, while the other part of the Konoha shinobi is controlled by the daimyo using various names. It can be said that the whole Konoha is now in a mess. It was also because of the confusion that Sasuke sneaked into Konoha without being discovered. At the same time, due to the learning of Richie Cave's Sage Mode, Sasuke's hidden aura has become even weirder. Even ninjas seem to have a hard time spotting Sasuke, who is hiding his presence. Relying on this inexplicably extra ability, Sasuke successfully sneaked into Tsunade's new home in Konoha. However, it is obviously impossible for Tsunade to be at home. At this time, Tsunade is naturally dealing with various things in the Hokage building. But there are too many Konoha shinobi, and Sasuke can't wander around in the street, nor can he treat Konoha's Umbu as blind. So I found such a place that no one would expect to take a break for a while. Decide how to secretly contact Tsunade next. The best way to do this is to sneak into the Hokage building in the dead of night. But the Hokage building has a barrier of perception, and it is basically impossible to sneak in silently. So this is where Sasuke is most distressed. However, when night came, Sasuke hadn't figured out how to meet Tsunade yet. The voices of Tsunade and Shizune and Nara Shikamaru can be heard outside the house. Master Tsunade, we can't continue now. If Danzo accumulates enough power to attack Konoha, then we will definitely lose. Chapter 176. The Hokage of Fearful War. Shizune opened the door, and Sasuke had come to the second floor to hide his breath as much as possible to the minimum. However, I don't know if it's because Richie Cave's special ability to hide aura is too strong, or because Tsunade and the others are thinking about Konoha's problem now, and they don't notice anything strange at all. Sasuke can still clearly hear the conversations of several people on the second floor. Tsunade's tone was firm. Lugio, I know your plans and ideas are correct, but that's Konoha's ninja. It's not like you can do it just by doing it. If possible, I want to minimize casualties as much as possible. Lugio also understands this, but sometimes war can't take too much into account. If they blindly want to reduce casualties, they will be at an absolute disadvantage in the end. Facing Danzo's reorganized Konoha shinobi army, judging from Konoha's current strength, it will be difficult to parry, even if they have a group of Konoha elite genin here. But in the face of Crowd Tactics 16, sometimes the power of one person is very small. Master Tsunade, we can't wait any longer. The Hyuga clan is already looking for excuses not to participate in this war. Our strength has begun to wane. Konoha has family ninjas, and these families usually don't want to participate in this kind of battle. Hyuga's choice is neither right nor wrong. Because he didn't attack the ninjas from the same village, this kind of reason was perfect. Even Hokage couldn't find any reason to refute it. If we continue to
No more novels? Take part in the voting. The most requested novels and those with the most likes will be chosen for publication on euroaudiobooks.com. There, I can upload as much as I want without the risk of receiving a strike. Our 18 novels and other content that exceed what is morally acceptable are only published on Patreon or the free novels page. Remember, the site is funded by donations on Ko-fi and Patreon memberships.